Welcome, ladies and
That
gentlemen,
music
to
be having me jamming.
the Mic Check by Fireside. I am your co-host, Reggie.
I'm your co-host, Norwood. Hey, send to the budget. The light broke.
Hey,
Man.
We are about to
Right.
read you a bedtime story. It's called At Least We're Not New Orleans.
Now, yeah, and unique. They had a weekend. Atlanta had a motherfucking New Orleans weekend. Down by the bayou.
False hope. It's like the false fall, the false spring that be coming.
Followed
by a blizzard.
I assume that anybody with any level of reason understands that what this was had nothing to do with any level of hope or anything. Sometimes you just have to kick some people's ass because you don't fuck with them. And we don't like New Orleans. Pelicans owe us a pick. Run that money. Saints, well, we just hate you. So it is what it is.
Never will. We are. They said we the only rivalry in the NFL that resembles a college atmosphere is the Saints Falcons, which is, I mean, it's not bad.
Brown Steelers not like that, or Steelers?
Yeah, Bengals? But the Brown, I guess, yeah, the Browns suck. But yeah,
oh no, Vikings, Packers.
I would say Packers Bears. Because of the elite trolling of Aaron Rodgers. I think there's a professionalism to rivalries.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I think that there's very little professionalism when it comes to the Falcons Saints, probably the Pittsburgh Steelers Bengals.
I think the thing Steelers, that makes Ravens. Us more probably makes us more like a college rivalry is ours is more like, even though we don't like the Saints at all, it's still much more fun, I think.
Yeah.
Than everybody else. Everybody else really like there's clearly Falcon Saints hate, but we also don't mind, I'm sure this weekend, going to New Orleans and drinking our faces off too, win or lose.
Took over the French Quarter and the Pelicans game. That was impressive. And I believe they get a chance to return the favor in January, if I'm not mistaken. So, but
it won't be football and basketball. You get one, but you won't get both. That's what I'm telling you is. We played them twice already.
Who?
Haven't we played the Saints twice?
No.
Hopefully, maybe.
Oh, no, we have not.
Another W we get later.
But y'all know what it is. Episode 208 of the Splashcast. We at the Mic Check. Kind of turn this into the basketball, baseball segment until football season is over. When it comes to basketball,
we're just gonna talk about everything in here, right here.
We're gonna
start out
and let Norwood take the lead on these, especially in basketball. But I think we got some baseball we're to talk about. Go ahead, brother. You got it. I'm over here. Hands off.
Easy part. Second baseman Mauricio Dubon traded to the Braves for Nick Allen. Adios, mi amigos. Peace and blessings. Braves trying to retool that infield to be a competitive team next year. We also signed Raciel Iglesias. Then we've made some other moves that are a little bit less interesting. I'm excited that they knew the infield was something we need to work on, so they got right to it. They knew the pitching staff was something that they needed to work on. They got right to it. Those are the things that we've always appreciated about Alex Anthopoulos is if there's a problem, I'm going to address it, and I'm going to address it quickly. I'm not going to let it linger. And we need more of that.
We've needed pitching for a couple years now. But yeah, Mauricio Dubon,
and I think he also thought that our guys were going to be a little bit healthier than they ended up being.
Yeah. Mauricio Dubon is actually like the ultimate utility player. He plays center field, left field, shortstop, third base, and second base. So not only does he help us out in the infield because we cannot stay healthy, and we've had kind of a revolving door next to Ozzie Albies since your boy left and went to Chicago, Dansby Swanson.
Dan the man, jeez, R.I.P.
He also when we've had a revolving door at left field too, if I'm not mistaken. So having that revolving door at left field opposite Acuna and Mike Harris has presented challenges for us too. So hopefully Dubon comes in and he's just able to play everywhere. Uh, you're
Yeah,
right,
that's
man.
Alexa in the
Adding these
background
pitchers and all of that stuff is what we need. We need to add more pitching. We need more pitching.
for sure. What else? What else? What else? We can get into the mess here quickly. The Lakers fired everybody. And by everybody, I mean the entire Bus family. That's not Jeannie Bus. Both brothers were sent home from the scouting department. Now, with them being sent home, of course, this is the most family of businesses when it comes to sports. That's their thing, their mom and pop shop. They are upset because, of course, this was their life. With that being said, also, they got sent home with $1 billion. If you're going to fire me, please send me home with $1 billion. Billion,
A
not
billion
M million.
dollars is one thing. Also, you've been with the organization what 30 years now, 20 years, however been doing. No shade because I know I can't do it, but I would have expected them to be a little bit higher than director of than recruit than scouting.
Well, remember at one point they were running the team and it was very non-successful. So at that point, she came in and took over. So no,
Oh, and
you had a
so they got
job.
demoted to
Yeah. Oh,
scouting.
yeah. And
Well.
I want to say that I've had this conversation earlier. They weren't bad at scouting. If you look at what they've drafted and the guys who they had, I think they did a good job. Julius Randle, Jordan Clarkson,
Kobe's kids.
God,
Josh Hart, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball.
correct. There we go. And I think that that's a hell of a group of guys to draft, if you ask me.
Is it
But
Zubac? Yeah, Magic Johnson. Wildly as quietly as kept. Magic Johnson came in there with like a axe. And I see why the whole backstory of I'm not gonna be there.
gonna
I
be
don't
there.
know. That
What
when you listen to like how he was actually how he was running the team and the actions, man, I see why they got rid of Magic. Or they gave Magic the ultimatum to leave. He was like,
Magic said, "That's cool. I'll go find another championship and find another team. How about that?" And y'all got the bubble
and
chip,
another $1 billion. But yeah, the
right?
Lakers firing everybody, man. You kind of saw the writing on the wall when they sold the team. I figured that. Maybe others didn't. Maybe they thought streets were going to be paved in gold, and they were going to be able to stay on forever and keep getting paid. No, they were going to get y'all
Well,
out of
to
there
me,
one way or another.
this is a trick bag. Is that if you look at it from the consumer, most people say, "Oh, she's doing a really good job. She got a national championship. She got world championship, and she got Luka." But in reality, that bubble chip, I don't care what y'all say, it's cloudy as hell, and they haven't really been competitive outside of that season. And you got Luka because Nico Harrison and the Dallas Mavericks cumulatively are idiots. So I don't know if you've been good, but I think you've been lucky.
Good. Who? Jeannie Buss?
Yes.
When did she take over the team?
Hold on, let's find out.
Who was running the team when Kobe was there?
Jeannie Buss became the controlling owner of the Lakers in 2017, following a legal agreement with her siblings resolved in a family dispute over the franchise. She had initially taken over the team's governor after her father, who passed in 2013. Then they had from 2013 to 2017, I guess it was like a dogfight. And then after 2017, she's basically been running the thing.
Oh yeah, so 2013 to 2020, you weren't really good. If I'm to the bubble chip, I don't.
Wait. From 2013 to 2025, you got the bubble chip.
No. This is what I'm saying. 2013 to 2020, that's I can see why Lakers fans would be frustrated. They're not used to going a decade without a championship.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the 90s, because of course Jordan. But really, they don't really go a decade without competing for a championship. And from 2013, if I remember correctly, 2013 to 2017 or 2020, they weren't good. They may have been. Who was the player on the team?
Oh, that was the desolate years where you didn't talk about the Lakers. until they rose from the ashes.
They had nothing. So, it is what it is. But Lakers.
Man, nobody cares, bro. It's rich
whatever.
people problems. That's really the answer.
I was trying to be nice. It's like, okay, this ain't got nothing to do with me.
Oh, I got fired from my job and I got $1 billion. Oh,
$1 billion.
I
got more money than small.
I could get really mad with my sister, and then I could just probably see when Adam Silver's ready to, have one of those new teams to see if I could take some of my $1 billion and put it on somebody else's $1 billion, and maybe we get in the next team. It's crazy. Or maybe, just maybe, shout out to Pablo finds out. But maybe the Clippers be up for sale soon. You put that dub on there and get in that ownership group.
That would be crazy. That would be great. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, but hilarious is getting caught with doing the foolishness as they were. Shout out to Steve Ballmer for giving us things to talk about. But we are going to move on to what really matters. And y'all know what matters over here. The Atlanta Hawks. 4-4 in the last week. Tell me how you feeling. What's your vibes with the Hawks? I know you're not quite as drilled in as far as living it every day like I do. How are you feeling about us currently?
I mean, I'm interested to see how Trey assimilates, but for these 4 games, the Pistons are just really good. I take that as a grain of salt.
Wait. Before we get into that, I just want to know your pulse of your feelings of the Atlanta Hawks. November 24th at 8:34. What you feel?
I mean, incomplete. We're very incomplete. I think we're flowing. I think our offense is just free flow. It's fantastic. I don't know what to make of our defense. It is hard to watch sometimes. But for the most part, I think we're ahead of schedule.
Yes. Now I feel like somebody hit something in the background. You know how you tell when somebody tore it up. But yes, I feel kind of the same way. There's a lot of optimism right now. I think we're playing pretty good. And it frustrates me that Kristaps Porzingis is still in the starting lineup, not because he shouldn't be playing. I think that he is very difficult to really get a beat on because he is masterful when available, just not available nearly enough. And sometimes you go to the bench, you're like, oh, that's $70 million sitting on the bench between Trey and Kristaps. Boy, as good. And I kind of feel mostly different. I think the defense has been okay. I think that sometimes the offense has been a slog and not been consistent enough. But I'm like, if we could get those guys on the floor in games that we lose, like when we lose to the Pistons, they would have gave us 8 points. They'd have gave us 10 points. We could have got it done. But let's start there with a very tough loss. 120-112 against the Pistons, who have not lost a game ever, apparently, and don't plan to lose one anytime soon. And they don't have Jaden Ivey.
He came back. Oh, they didn't have him against us, but yeah, he's
correct.
He came right back to those trade packages.
Hey, where you want to live, brother? Here, no, not no more.
We are going to do right by you.
You right. We'll get you right out of here.
Hawks, Pistons. I mean, the Pistons are really good, dude. Their defense, they basically did what the Hawks used to do and spam Cade and Jalen Duren. And we used to spam Trae Young and whoever was at the 5 with the pick and roll. And that's all they did. Plus, they had I can't remember his name. He's on an $865,000 contract.
Dennis Jenkins.
He absolutely embarrassed everybody one-on-one. So when Cade went out, they just gave him the ball at the elbow and said, "Go
14-7, ladies and gentlemen, from a man whom none of us have ever seen or heard before."
Who got profiled the day after. Right. They said, "Oh man, he's killing it." I was like, "Damn."
The only thing that gives me any solace is he cut everybody ass, ours included. At least you just didn't do it to us. Jalen Duren is way better than I ever thought he was going to be, and he's just big and strong. And if he can give you 24 points and 8 rebounds and 3 assists and 2 steals, it's going to be very difficult to deal with that at that size. He is, pause if applicable, he is a man amongst boys. Cade, 25 points, 10 assists, 2 steals, 3 turnovers. That dude is just good and tall.
I mean, he's 6'8", and really he looks 6'9". He looks like Tobias Harris with a handle. Like he can hit the mid range, he can hit the elbow, and he can pass.
It's
Jalen
his
Duren looks like
ability
Okongwu
to
if
control.
Okongwu was 6'10".
Correct. And just more muscles. Jalen Duren is a 90s throwback size player.
That Dwight Howard shoulders.
Yeah. It's not he's not a person who, it ain't no whole lot of tussling. You better make a good decision when he's around.
Yeah.
And if you have something to say, you should probably let him leave before you say it.
Yeah, because he also has backup. Because Isaiah Stewart,
Stewart,
him and Isaiah, that was really the game. Him and Isaiah Stewart just beat up our front court the whole game.
And that's been the biggest problem. Like when we played Toronto, where you actually there are teams now who, as large as our team is, there are certain teams that also have the same thing. It's like, okay, let's do it. And then a lot of times they have way more chemistry because they play together. Or, I mean, in this case, they might just have better players. And it becomes very tough for us. That's where we need, if we had Kristaps and Trey, we could have had a little bit more offensive juice. Because as good as we are, we play, Duncan Robinson going 4-9 from 3, that spaces the floor. It makes things more difficult. If we had a little bit more offensive juice, that's the reason I'm kind of frustrated we haven't done something. And we had to make a big move, but we can use a guard. And as much as I like Keaton Wallace, he don't give us a lot on offense consistently.
You got nothing for Asar Thompson, big dog.
Right.
Asar
Correct.
Thompson is crazy. Should the Pistons make a move? They've been rumored to be connected to Lowry Markkanen, but there's no way I would trade Asar Thompson. They have too much defense. They're too good to make a trade for me.
I'm not. I don't know if Lowry can be good on a good team. I think that he can be good. But when it comes to being on a team at $44 million specifically and whatever draft capital that they're going to want, because the Danny Ainge don't make a deal unless he can rob you, or he's so flush with money that he has to give people away like he did Jordan Clarkson and John Collins. It's just like, I don't have anywhere to put these guys. You can have them. But outside of that, he's probably going to rob you. And if he's going to give up Lauri Markkanen, he's looking to rob you.
I don't see how Lowry fits in this team.
Oh, he's Tobias, but better.
Yeah, I mean, but Lowry has, from what I've seen, Lowry has to be the number one option. And you are not the number one option on this team. You are going to be catch and shoot.
Yeah. I mean, but that's all. Like, that's the reason I've never been high on Lowry. Not a big rebound guy, not a big defensive guy, not a big assist guy. Just, hey, throw me the ball and I can score, and that's cool. But I can't give you $44 million to do one thing.
I mean, that's essentially what the Pistons are missing, though, because they got everything you just listed. They got, though.
Sure. But once you give it up, you're not going to have that depth anymore, which you have, and you have 12 wins in a row. That's the reason I probably wouldn't touch it. I'm not getting rid of anything with 12 wins in a row.
Yeah, I'm not giving you a SAR. If I could have gave you like Jaden Ivey and all them other dudes, then yeah, but I can't give you them 4. I can't give you a SAR, Duren, Cade. I'll probably give you Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, but what do they need? What is I mean, I guess especially with no Walker Kessler for the rest of the season, but they need to figure out what they got in their bigs in the first place. They got Taylor Hendrickson over there. They got Kyle Filipowski. They got plenty of tall guys. I understand the Thompson robot for sure. I don't care what I got on my team. I can use a guy who can do everything. Shit, me. But that's enough on the Pistons. They are really good, but I think that this was a good test. And in that game, we didn't have Kristaps, we didn't have Trey, and we still gave everything. I think that there's a high potential that if we could get these guys back and they play in the system, there is potential for us to be really good because we've been good against teams.
Well, I mean, Pistons ain't have like 5 people either now. They ain't have to.
I agree, but I'm just saying if we got our guys back, I'd like to see what it looked like, and I think that's fair. Spurs.
That was disappointing. Us losing to the Spurs with no Victor Wembanyama and not even letting other good players on their team. Not saying that Keldon Johnson ain't good, but you can't get beat by Keldon Johnson. You can't get beat by Keldon Johnson.
This is the reason I think that the Spurs should consolidate. It's because Keldon Johnson he's just not enough minutes for him. And I think that he is the guy who you can get burned by because on certain nights he's going to be able to do that. Versus us, 9 of 12, 3 of 5 from 3, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, and 25 points, 9 of 12 from the field. But for me, he's been good on, and he's had an opportunity since the team hasn't been that good to play and actually become a very, he's not like a star, but he's a high level serviceable player. So for me, yeah, I think that there's not going to be enough minutes for him. But if I'm a team that's kind of short on depth, if I'm the Suns, I'm looking for a Keldon Johnson. He is a perfect guy to add to the mix to score me some points, even though they're playing really well.
Yeah, I don't. What do you get back? You just trying to get draft capital?
Or I mean, I would also, if I'm Miami, give me Keldon Johnson. Hey, y'all want Tyler Hero? You want a guy who can get you some buckets?
There you go. And he from up there too. He from Milwaukee, ain't he? He from the Midwest.
Right.
Yeah, I like it. But the Hawks, I didn't see the box score on this one. I think
Ricochet 1 of 10 hurt us.
Yeah. That was his first game back, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, from the bad fall.
And it was ugly.
And we played, we playing Veet a ton of minutes.
They're using him. They're using Veet as the second ball handler. And I like Dyson. That's cool. But I like Veet in the more catch and shoot role. Also, I think Luke Kennard has been out for a couple games too, if I'm not mistaken.
Off and on. But in this game, 10 points, 4-7 from Luke. Veet, 30 minutes, 5 points. I can't ever get mad with Veet because he is on a minimum non-guaranteed contract he's literally on a college scholarship for all intents and purposes. And not even like a high-paying college scholarship. And we're playing him 30 minutes. Now with this, Nickeil Alexander-Walker has been on a heater. In this game, he went for 38 points, 13 of 17, 8 of 10 from 3, 4 of 4 from free throw, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is
most improved
really good basketball player. I don't even know that because Dyson has been playing out of his mind. Jalen's been playing out of his mind. And Okongwu's having the best season of his career. That's the part that kind of concerns me about the potential of Trey coming back is you have guys who are playing better than I think than anybody's ever expected them to play. Don't you get in here and shoot the ball 25 shots. We will kill you.
Yeah.
Spurs was a tough loss, but I'm okay with us losing games, playing competitively if we can take something from the games. And I think we've kind of done that. And I think that these guys playing without Trey and looking, because the other part I was watching last night, I'm thinking to myself, if you don't watch us, which of course, remember, like, follow, subscribe, you might not know anybody on the Hawks other than Kristaps Porzingis.
You probably know Jalen now.
Maybe you're just getting introduced to this guy. You don't know where he went to college. How long has he been on the Hawks? Where was he for the last 2 years? Nobody. It's the joke on every day on the internet. Nobody knows who the hell Zachary Ricochet is. They think he's terrible.
That's the worst number 1 pick in history is what I heard somebody say. And Anthony Bennett is still alive. That's crazy. Crazy.
Sometimes you gotta get him over there. Nobody knows who Onyeka Okongwu is. Surely they don't even know how to pronounce Muhammad Gay's name. Luke Kennard, they're probably like, oh, that's where he is? Didn't know. And Keaton, oh, I know his brother. And I barely know his brother.
No, you don't. I'm about to say, no, you don't.
Some people know
OKC.
Right. Yeah.
He's OKC. It's Shy, Holmgren, Jalen, the black white man. And Caruso, because he hustles, and a whole lot of other people.
Right. He's in the blend. But that's the biggest thing is just try to take something from the loss. I hope that every game that we play, we are getting confidence so that the next game, it does look like we kind of get it together. After that, we played the Pelicans. And I ain't gonna lie to you, for the first half or so, I thought we were going to lose. I was like, well, we cannot lose to the Pelicans. If we lose to the Pelicans, we're going to be embarrassed. I done talked all this shit about this team, And then we get here, and it does not look good.
The Derek Queen is a problem, man. He is.
He is in a very unique problem. Number one, I like that he got beef with us, and we got smoked with him. We don't, I don't hate it. He says we traded him. Sure, we traded you because your team wanted to give us a golden ticket. And last time I checked, if they hand out a golden ticket, I would like it. Yes.
How you doing, Willie? Willie Wonka, I appreciate it. Uh-oh. Did you freeze?
Wonka. A funny story. Nah, they tried to hate. But yeah, the golden ticket. You can take it, create your motivation. I think that he has a very good game. My biggest takeaway from watching him play is he can be effective. He needs a ton of help on defense. Keep him away from Zion and get him in shape yesterday. Because while he does have a handle and do everything, if you just look at him and his body, oh, you bad body, brother. You need your legs too skinny. You need to get some strength because he's a solid rebounder. But in order to stay healthy and avoid soft tissue injuries, as your teammate has been kind of running into, you need to build your strength and lose you some weight.
Yeah, 19. Hopefully he can do it. But as you said before, we took over this stadium, and I do like the Derek Queen smoke. And what he's referring to is Derek. Basically, the Hawks had the game won in hand, and we were dribbling out the clock. And he steals the ball from Veet while Veet isn't looking, and goes and dunks the ball with like 2 seconds left. Veet calls him a slang word for cat over and over again.
And then points at the scoreboard as well. Like, look, we just beat your ass.
And Derek tries to get in his face. And then when they ask him about it, he says, they traded me. I got smoke with them forever. And then he released a tweet the next day after everybody talked about it and said, January 7th, we will be there, as the Atlanta Falcons referenced him.
Right.
Which,
so this is
cool.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Hey, let me tell you, bro. I like you a ton. You're not going to play competitive basketball for a long time. So when you're talking about you're going to see people or anything, you better be looking at Zion and trying to keep him off of Mariah Mills and vice versa, if you know what's good for you. But I do like him. He's fun to watch. And, everything they say about him looking like baby Albert Sengun / Joker / DeMontis Sabonis is true. Slow moving, good rebounder, good bucket. Hey, it will help you to play some defense. I don't know if he can learn how to play defense because he ain't stopping nobody. Ain't a soul. And
right now we have their pick right there. What?
Correct.
Third pick?
Yes. Well, secondish. But
lottery odds correct. To have the second or third pick.
Yes. Which is even more interesting. Give y'all a little bit more is remember they also traded that Pacers pick they had back to the Pacers before the Pacers lost Tyrese Halliburton in the playoffs. So they potentially gave back what looks like Darren Peterson and Good Boozer and Joe Dumars. For you to have been at this job 2 months and to have done that already, you're not starting out great. I know that everybody's happy with Derek Queen, and I think that him and Jeremiah Fears, they were wonderful to watch. That's going to be all well and good, and you're going to end up having to trade those guys and you being fired.
Jerry Jones has taught me this year, I ain't judging nobody till I see the end product of your plan.
Oh, no. Completely different. It's no way that you can give up. And the other guy you got, nobody even knows his name. That 24th pick that you got in this draft. Oh no, that Pacers pick, you might hit the reset button on the Pacers because they got rid of Miles Turner, but they're going to be able to get a cheap big.
Again, until I see Joe, let me see what you do, what you're planning. I'm assuming a lot of people will be traded in the offseason or by the trade deadline. I need to see it. But you're right. As of now, it don't look good. But I will reserve judgment. I'm not going to jump out the window like I did before, and I'm going to wait.
I am all for a reassessment once trades have been made because the trade does matter, but the execution of the pick is a lot of that as well. but you put yourself in the danger zone, and I'm happy that I'm not there with you. Well, Trey is supposed to be evaluated in 4 weeks from November 1st. Today is November 24th. So what, we're about a week away?
5 days from the reevaluation.
And of course, reevaluation does not mean return. And I feel very confident that he will not return in 5 days, because typically they will say that he's done contact stuff. And I'm not sure if he's dribbled a basketball yet from what I've seen. And if they have, they've kept it hidden and tucked away from the entire world. I think we're at least 2 or 3 more weeks away. And I think that maybe they push it for as long as they can, as long as they're playing well.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Luke Kennard, questionable with the hip Tuesday against the Wizards. I assume that he probably doesn't play, because hopefully we can beat the Wizards without Luke Kennard. And then we have N'Faly Dante and Ellie Njai, who have some injuries with they're basically College Park guys.
I'm interested in the Ellie Njai because if you looked at us when we played the Hornets, their rookie center absolutely torched us on the boards.
Ryan Kalkbrenner.
Nope. Deba starts with a D.
Musa Diabate.
Man, he had like a quarter where it was like he gets another rebound. You know,
he's athletic.
Highly athletic. Another rebound. Oh my God. Like he was killing the Hawks for a little bit. That was, I don't know why we always have to play difficult against the Hornets. Like the Hornets could be 1-10, and they come and they either will beat us by 30 or we'll win by 2.
Well, the first thing is they kind of have that thing where they got a bunch of guys who are around the same height as us, which suddenly us getting in transition and kind of pushing people out of the way, as Jalen likes to do. That's my favorite move with Jalen. When Jalen get down here, I'm like, hey, move. And then lay the ball up. Oh, I love it. But that, number one, Con Kneppel, if you like watching people just shoot the ball, he is the most Duke player ever. Pass him, shoot it, boom. And they are con bombs. And that's what I'm calling them, because he be bombing them things.
And there's nothing you can do about it either, because he's 6'8".
It is, imagine how much more ethical basketball they play when there's no LaMelo just playing 2K ball. And they just played normal, reasonable basketball. And that's not really been what the Hornets have been known for. But if you could get Brandon Miller back, I think this team could be very good and very problematic.
And they keep old boy on a cheap contract because he's volatile. Miles Bridges.
Yeah.
Not Miles Bridges. Is it Miles Bridges?
Yes.
Yeah.
And
they keep him on a contract.
He's rangy. Yeah.
He plays, he's really a 3, but he plays the 4 because it's athleticism. But he's right. I'm not gonna say crazy. He's unstable sometimes, and that keeps his contract down.
And he just ain't scary. And we don't, like, we got a lot of things, but we don't really have, like, per se, an enforcer. So it's nobody there to be like, hey, bro, you're done. So yeah, he gonna be able to get into the jersey of a lot of guys and make it difficult. That's the reason I would have liked to see us play a little bit more of N'Faly Dante. He has been crushing College Park. He's just big, strong guy. And I mean, I think that him in the middle would just solidify us from like, okay, you're not just going to get in here and do anything. And anytime that Okongwu goes out of the game, that makes it difficult. And he doesn't want to play overly aggressive because he's trying to manage them fouls. So he wants to stay out of foul trouble because he knows if I stay out of foul trouble, I can play the whole game. If I play the whole game, probably give us a good chance to win. But just having
Jalen, yeah, he kept it going with this game because it was tough, and then he decided I'm better than all of you.
I think we need somebody to just slap him before the game, because the first 4 or 5 minutes of every game, he's just kind of, you know how he's out there, and I love Jalen, but he's just not, prancing and dancing. And then it's like once he gets upset, or it's like, oh, it's time to win, then suddenly he's like, oh, I'm bigger, faster, stronger than you guys. And hey, I got this little mid-range jump shot. And if you give me just enough space, then I just shoot the three and just, all right, well, cool. And I appreciate him and Okongwu. Like, hey, if you're not in arm's distance, I'm just going to shoot it.
Yeah. I think he had another, stat stuffing game, and I think this game he had 0 turnovers, which the only other Hawk to do that in the last 5 years, I think, was Trey. He's done it 4 times. But to have 20-something points, 11 rebounds, 8 assists, 0 turnovers, 2 blocks, 3 stocks or whatever it was.
Ethical basketball. We're not wasting possessions. Like, we just had a random approach. Chuck it. Hopefully, if it goes in, if enough of those go in, we win. Now it's like, no, we have way more control. And you can tell he's been practicing with LeBron because he does that thing where he puts the guy on his hip right here. And then Kristaps Porzingis is standing on the other side of the court. So, I got you right here. I have the whole, defense extended. And then I do that wraparound pass. And then Kristaps is like, hey, I shoot this all day. There's nobody here. It just knock it down. That's the reason I understand why he starts. But Kristaps is just he's not there every night. So I don't think that that's the guy who we should be playing every night. And I don't think that's unreasonable.
We're linked to a lot of people with this Kristaps Porzingis expiring contract. And we can go on to the NBA, but we're linked to Domantas Sabonis. And I don't know how true that is, but I'm assuming he would be the starting 5 and Okongwu will come off the bench. But we are linked to Sabonis and, of course, AD. Everybody's looking at the Hawks.
That means Trey has to go, though, because one thing that Sabonis is not a defender. You can't have them ends be bad defenders, because that means that if Trey gets beat, the center is supposed to step up, protect the rim. Sabonis ain't gonna do that. That's my biggest concern.
It takes some coaching for sure. You'd have to treat Trey like they want to treat him. If the vision is Steph, and hide him. But Sabonis offensively, and he would solve our rebounding problem for sure.
That's the reason that I was like, you know what? If I have $40 million to spend on a guy, I don't hate that, but that I don't want to trick bag myself either and then have $70 million and no defense. I think that you can get away with one bad expensive defender. I don't think that right now it's safe to have 2 bad expensive defenders.
So we'll see. But the Hawks, man, they played pretty well. The upcoming games, I don't have it in front of me, but I know they play tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, I got it right here. We play the Wizards on Tuesday, Cavs on Friday, Sixers on Sunday, Pistons on Monday. I think we go 2-2 again, and I'm probably okay with that. We probably struggle against Cleveland. We need to beat Philly. And honestly, I don't think back-to-back losses against Detroit is basically confirming they're better than us. I don't like that. That needs to be.
If we were both healthy, then yeah. But where we struggle is without Trey is having somebody to create off the dribble other than Jalen. Dyson does look better from the beginning of the season, but he still needs to shoot more.
Shoot it. Like, he sometimes just gets lost, and I'd be ready to just slap him on the back of the neck. Bro, you're tall. Stop. Like, he'll get to the basket and then start looking for everybody else. I'm like, bro, the hoop is right there. Just shoot the ball. We're not going to be mad. Trust me. We've watched a lot of bad shots. You can shoot one, and we're not nobody going to hurt you. But I also heard that his hand is not 100%. So that's the reason that he hadn't had necessarily the confidence. Now, the other thing that I guess we should go ahead and talk about now is Sunday we're at Philly. Monday we're at Detroit. So that means that probably Detroit is going to be a schedule loss. Or at least, at minimum, there will be no Kristaps Porzingis.
It's going to be
no Kristaps
run around with Tyrese Maxey for the whole game.
Correct. So I would assume that's probably what we do is just, all right, y'all beat the Wizards after Thanksgiving. Cleveland at home. We got to beat the 76ers, though. And then, we probably just tank it on the
really
Detroit.
Could be 1-3. I mean, that when you said Cleveland, Philly, Detroit, I was like,
that's a hell of a run. Then we come back, Clippers, Detroit. Then we get Washington, Charlotte. I mean, it ain't fun, but
there we go. the Clippers, Washington, Charlotte may be our reprieve. And you still got to deal with
then you get San Antonio,
vintage James
Chicago,
Harden.
Miami, New York, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, New York, Toronto. Shh. December is going to be humbling. We need to try to collect as many wins as we can, because San Antonio, Chicago, Miami, New York, Oklahoma City, Minnesota, New York, Toronto. That's 8 games where we might be the underdog 8 straight.
3 and 5.
I'll be happy with 3 and 5. We make it out.
I think we're better than Chicago.
Healthy, it's a problem. But Giddey been a little hurt, so they need all of their guys for sure. But at full strength, they could be a very solid team. Also, here we go. A legend has announced his retirement. Named himself after me. Whoa, Alexa, stop. How did you know I was talking about Chris Paul? But yes, Chris Paul has announced his retirement. I think that this is his 16th season in the NBA. That's also very strange that the Chinese weather balloons heard that. Yeah.
16. You 4. That's
is it 20?
He almost said 20. 05 draft? No, 06 draft. No, 05. Yeah, 05 draft.
You're right. But has announced his retirement. I think that he's just tired now. The Clippers ain't looking the way that it was supposed to. Yeah, you're right. He's 20 years. 2005-06 season. This is 2025-26. Exactly 20 on the nose. Yeah, I just think that the Clippers aren't going away that he wants it to. It's probably time to go home. But with that being said, fantastic career. The point guard himself, one of the last living legendary true point guards. Point guard in every sense of the word. Excellent mentor, competitor, all of the above. And of course, he has a fantastic name, like the kid.
Yeah, Hall of Famer. I definitely think this year was probably solidified it. I think he may have held out for another year if they were competitive.
Right.
But also, he's not getting any playing time, which means I don't know if he wants to be another mentor role again. Especially when you can't be a mentor role on a team full of veterans. Like you'd be a mentor role on OKC with Shy.
Yeah.
Shy, you know.
You're just hanging out with your homeboys at this point.
Yeah, you were James Harden, your age. So it's like, all right, well,
they don't need me at the old senior citizens house no more. I guess I'm finna get on out of here.
What I think about with Chris Paul is, man, just what could have been. Shout out to you, David Stern. The Lakers literally had the big 3, pause if necessary, lined up. They had Kobe. It was going to be Chris Paul, Kobe, and Dwight. And you have those 4. That's Hall of Famer at every level. Yes, touchdown San Francisco. You know we watching Monday Night Football. We need San Francisco to win. To beat the Panthers. Just what could have been how David Stern just totally screwed over the Pelicans. So as much as I hate that he didn't get a ring, but I mean he's the point guard himself. Hall of Fame career, did everything else you could possibly do. Shout out to Chris
and HBCU advocate. HBCU advocate.
Big HBCU advocate. Grew up in near
Winston. Graduate. Didn't he get his master's or something there?
For something.
Yeah. HBCU alum. Let's put that in there. I like the way just figure that shit. You want to talk about the smoke, or you want to talk about the teams that are really good and we're just watching everybody else play basketball?
We can just pass through the smoke. Clay versus Ja, Russ versus the Nuggets, Draymond versus Kenyon Martin. I all of these, I knew kind of Clay versus Ja because that goes back to Golden State versus Memphis. There's always gonna be bad blood there. But Russ versus the Nuggets, Draymond versus Kenyon Martin, I didn't see any of these on the bingo card. And Russ had a vintage game. 15 points in the 4th?
Russ takes everything personal, and I appreciate that from him.
And they actually because of this, they kind of explained like why he doesn't like LeBron, like in depth. And I was like, oh, Russ,
Russ
Russ
is Mr. Keep that same energy, bro. Hey,
at
I
all
don't like
times.
him. And if you want the explanation, y'all can figure it out. I don't have to do a whole lot of talking, but also don't ask me to like this person. And I feel a lot of that. Hey, what? He's so I don't. You
He
don't like
reminds
the
me of
motherfucker. Ain't
Vernon
got nothing to do
Maxwell.
with me.
He reminds me of Vernon Maxwell.
A little bit.
Vernon
You got a little, yeah.
walked into the walk. The only difference is Vernon will walk into the crowd and smack you.
Yeah,
Russ walked
Vernon
into the
also
he
is
walked
on a
into
little
the
bit of that. The party pack. He live a different
well, I
life.
mean, Russ walked into the people's suite. You remember that when he was at the Clippers? They were talking
Yeah,
trash, and he walked into their suite. Like, say that again.
Yeah. You gonna get peace out of confusion.
Do you think there's 200 power forwards all time better than Draymond?
Hell, I don't.
Kenyon Martin said Popeye Jones.
Kenyon
Martin.
This is my thing with that. Number one, I don't like podcaster smoke. And Kenyon Martin, at this point, you're a podcaster. The thing about that is, and I said this in the group, I don't care what you think about me. Future Hall of Famer. That's how people have to address me. And that's not how people have to address you. So you can tell me that I'm the worst basketball player ever. I'm going into the Hall of Fame. And I'm one of the greatest Golden State Warriors of all time. And I'm not really that big, and I'm not really that fast, and I can't really shoot at all. But I'm going to the Hall of Fame, and I'm going to be one of the best ever. And you are a number one pick with all the expectation in the world.
That's what Draymond said. Like, bro, you were the one that had all the, we talking about Draymond versus Kenyon Martin, how Kenyon Martin has really taken shots at Draymond's legacy all year. Like, really since the offseason. They have he's been talking about Draymond here and there all the time. And Draymond finally responded. It was like, bro, you were supposed to be. He was like, you got an all rookie team on me. That's fine, but you were supposed to be the defensive stopper, the enforcer.
Right.
And I will say Kenya had some weird points of being. He was like, you never shot 3 for 23 in the finals, bro. That ain't nothing. What? You ain't never had the green light.
I stopped shooting and passed the ball to Steph. That's what I did. I made a good decision. And it's not like you wasn't playing with Jason Kidd and Richard Jefferson and Keith Van Horn. You wasn't playing with bums either now, brother. It's harsh reality, but that's life. But you cannot argue with a man going to the Hall of Fame about how good a basketball player is. He is going into the final club.
Yeah, Kenyon. And yeah, somebody said in the comments, the funniest thing ever was you made that long list of all them people that are better than Draymond, and they all better than you too. They all better than you too.
Yeah, and that's what I was listening. I was like, bro, you starting this list. I don't know if you know about being funny, but you started way too high. These people are compliments. Okay. These are, you listed 40 Hall of Famers. People stop listing, Kenyon Martin. You named too many good people. Draymond, like, okay, I have no problem of being the worst of the best.
And Draymond was like, you not on the list. Like,
right.
Like all that list. You
think the number 75 of the top 75 greatest basketball players cares that he's number 75? Because you want to know what he ain't? Number fucking 76. Hey, I'm on the list. Somebody did not make this list, and I did. So Kenyon and basketball smoke outside of that, bro. Y'all not finna fight anybody. Demetrius, you.
Yeah.
He ain't John no more.
That was in there in the Nike tech.
That's Demetrius. And Demetrius, and my thing is, I know you come from a good family. Why is nobody saying, hey, you need to stop?
What did Clay say? I always wanted to know, like, what did Clay say? Because if you look at it, Ja walked over to him and was like, put his finger in his face, and Clay slapped it out. I thought Ja was talking about, everybody said, of course, Megan Thee Stallion. Clay's going to be linked to Megan Thee Stallion until whatever happens with that happens. So everybody tried to say Megan Thee Stallion, and I was like, I don't know, man. Ja, Clay, and Draymond have had words for the past like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. It's been a thing, and I think that Ja got a lot going on. Ja's the kid who needs to focus on everything else. He needs to focus on himself, and he's too worried about everything else.
And that's exactly what Clay said. Clay talked to him like, "Hey, young whippersnapper." He's just a young man. Guy. He's a
young
kid.
Man. I'm one of the greatest shooters of all time. I have 4 championships. My girlfriend is Megan Thee Stallion. You know who that is, right? Megan.
It's a woman that they call a stallion.
Right. And I ride that horse to work every day. And the last time you did anything important, you was in a strip club with some young lady with money everywhere. My lady makes money. She got her own money. And I'm rich. And my daddy rich. And my brother rich. And you on a Nike Tech with a pistol. What are you talking to me about, young man?
Yeah.
Demetrius. Yeah. Also,
Demetrius.
They need to start addressing him as Demetrius Moran. I think that a lot of that stuff that's going on right now would be a lot different if we had to call him Demetrius.
T and Demetrius. Oh man, yeah, but that's all the smoke that I really want to. I was just surprised that all of these in-game, as the world term, beefs, pause if necessary.
Nobody gonna fight. Just talking, just a lot of talking.
That boy Draymond said, "You from Saginaw, Michigan, bro? You from where I'm from?
Right?
How you talking down on me?" Which is fair.
Valid point. We cannot be from the same city. The least we could do is take it offline. Cooper Flag not playing point guard has been really good for Cooper Flag. Cooper Flag not playing point guard has not been very good for Dallas because they stink. And I told y'all that they was going to be terrible because they don't have a point guard. And y'all said, no, they're going to be good because they got Kyrie Irving. And then I got on the internet and they said, and I told them Kyrie's not going to play this season. Oh, yeah, he will. By the time that Kyrie starts dribbling the basketball, y'all have 40 losses. And one thing Kyrie is not going to do is come back to a 40-loss team. Don't make no sense.
Who's your leading rookie of the year right now?
It's a recency bias. I'm going to say Conconapple. He is shooting the cover off the basketball. He looks like an adult. I don't like him because he looks like a Duke basketball player. He looks like an AAU basketball player. But I can't deny a man who just shooting it, and he's shooting it consistently. He's averaging 19 points, 5.8 rebounds, 2.9 assists. I didn't think that was the thing. That wasn't on my things.
Rookie of the year doesn't depend, MVP normally depends on your record, right? You have to be really, really good and you have to be a winner. All these rookies,
there's not a rookie that's going to be good and play for a team that matters this year.
The Bucks rookie. No, he's not a rookie, he's second year. Yeah, I would probably go with Derek Queen. So far. That's like splitting hairs, honestly. But that's who I would go with, just because he's got a little bit more.
I thought it was going to be VJ at first, the way he kind of came out hot. VJ came out looking like a world beater, and they're like, "Hey, you're not Jimmy Butler yet, brother. Relax."
Cool story. My name is Tyrese Maxey, and this is my team.
Right. I do like Jeremiah Fears. He's been playing well. Ace Bailey is kind of up. Like Ace Bailey is the definition of his game, where it's just some days it's good, some days it's not.
He is the new Melo. He ain't never gonna pass the ball.
I probably wouldn't either. I like Cedric Coward playing for the Grizzlies. He's found a role. My thing with them is it feels like, and I was talking about it earlier, is they'll find a guy, identify a guy like Gigi Jackson. He'll be good for a year, and then the next year it's like, what happened to the guy who was really good? We need you to be good years consecutively, and that's where I've seen that. I think they also just probably need to move Ja and they need some new spark. Jaren Jackson Jr. also, you get paid a lot of money. You have to have some leadership too. You just can't be there just vibes.
I told you they was going. I think they're gonna move him, but that's pretty much it for the rookies. You want to go to? Well, you lead. You want to go to? Well, I don't really have any trades to talk about for real.
The only thing is, of course, they say that potentially Demetrius available for trade, Rayford Trae Young available for trade. Everybody on the Kings available for trade. I know that it's kind of early in the season, but please watch out for Toronto Raptors. After they beat us, I said I don't think the people understand that big three is a real big three, and they are just scoring 20 points a night apiece. And
bro, they're good, and they you have to talk about them along with the Pistons, OKC, and the Rockets.
Correct.
You have to say, and the Raptors. They're 10-1. I think they're 10-1 in the last 11 games. Or they were 10-1 in the last 11
games. No.
games.
And they are up tonight. They beat Cleveland tonight. They're 13-5. Brandon Ingram, 37 points, 7 rebounds. My God.
Yeah, he's tall. Shout out to the basketball players getting their girlfriends and glowing up.
But Evan Mobley, you also can't be 14 points and 5 rebounds. I love Evan Mobley, but he's not. I don't see enough killer instinct in him consistently. Scotty, 18 points, 11 rebounds. Jakob Poeltl, 7 points, 13 rebounds. I just got killed on the boards.
Yeah, they murdered him on the board. They jumped him.
Evan Mobley, you can't let them have 24 rebounds and you have 5.
What did old boy do?
Larry Nance Jr. started.
Well, yes, you can. If it's 4 of them, everybody's 6'10" or 6'9" on their team or taller, and against me.
But yes, but you got to get you Evan Mobley have to be your 18 and 10 every night. There can be no nights off for you if you want to be what I think you want to be. If you just want to be another guy, then you can have some 14 and 5 nights. But if you want to be the guy who you think you are, and I believe you to be, then yeah, it's got to be 18 and 10. Can't be no 5 nights, period. And if there's I think there's nobody else to get rebounds but you. You can at least get your 10. If nobody else get no rebound, I'm gonna get 10.
Yep.
Because Lonzo had 7 rebounds. Jalen Tyson had 9 rebounds, so he might have been boxing out, but 37-51, they got killed on the boards. But basketball is turning up. Pay attention to your team. And that's really it for right now in basketball. Jalen Johnson playing fantastic basketball. And if y'all don't know who Jalen Johnson is, take some time. It's great.
Yeah, he's good. He is definitely good. But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of the mic check, and we are going to take a break and be back with our HBCU news around the culture of episode 208 of the Splashcast. I am off all week, so I decided to try my hand at a Cutwater again, and I am failing miserably. So that is that.
The Cutty. Sometimes you got Cutty. See, I told you, you have. I'm gonna tell. While we're here talking about that, at least here for a second, I had an experience as a black man yesterday. I was happy. Was at the house by myself, games on, playing the game and games on. Cutwater.
Oh, you was in another dimension.
I just sitting there like, man, this is just nice. Just
peace.
I almost put in the group. I was like, bro, I'm not doing nothing, and this is fantastic.
Hey man, adults need Thanksgiving break too, brother.
That joy was so real. I felt like I was almost wrong because I was enjoying myself so much. I was like,
got a little nervous. I know something got to be done.
Right.
Something got to be done. All the bills
and everything. Cutwater, frigid. AC on 71. Cool. Game mode. Other game. Watching the game. I had Sunday Night Football on over there. Hawks won. Falcons won.
What's happening? Wake up! Wake up! Wake up! You gotta pinch
Is it real? Is it real? What's going on?
Jesus walked through the line. See,
God,
I knew
so much trauma. You just can't be like, you know what? This is nice. Immediately, this can't be right. But we will be right back. We coming right back, and when we do, we talking HBCU.
Yes, sir. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 208 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. I'm your co-host, Reggie.
I am your co-host, Norwood. Our powers combined. We are your HBCU homeboy. And Reggie's trying to make sure that he gets the TI till exact.
No,
how we doing?
I've grown my hair out above the faded part. So my hat is crooked at the top. But I'm good, man. We here with the HBCU news around the culture. We have football, we have basketball, man. I came back from Louisiana. RIP to my aunt, 96 years. Nobody cried a lot.
Job well done.
Thank you. I'm going back to Louisiana for the Bayou.
I wasn't talking about you, fool. I was talking about her. 96 years of existence. So you talking about thank you.
Oh, I mean, on behalf of her, she can't say thank you.
Oh,
I mean you know, I got to see all my cousins. I got to see all my cousins that I haven't seen. Found out we have way more support than I thought. They all have seen my podcast, which is family is such a recharging of the battery.
Right.
Good to see everybody.
Been watching your podcast. Y'all talking their shit on there.
Yeah, you sure be cussing a lot. I'm like, man, you just cussed at the funeral. But you know, it's fine.
You know, I learned how to cuss from you.
Oh, Uncle Sonny. But yeah, so other than that, man, this has been fun, man. I'm happy for this HBCU news around the culture segment, man. This has been a hell of a weekend. But how you doing, brother? What'd you do this weekend? Oh, you already said it. We just had a whole conversation about you did nothing.
Yes, you know, I did what I had to do. Potted, tried to adult, preparing for getting ready for Thanksgiving break. I've been in my head all week. Oh boy, it's Thanksgiving week. I ain't got to do that much work. I'm gonna just do what I got to do and then get on out of there. Get on out of there. So I've enjoyed this weekend. try to be productive. One of my friends got some really good news. Have to get in some bad news, and I'm excited. And then as more comes out, of course, we'll let y'all know on the pod. It's a person who supports the pod. But outside of that, man, blessed and highly favored. Happy to be here. We are coming to the end of HBCU football season, and it is getting serious. Before we get into that, though, I guess we can. No, we can do it now. Do it now. The Hampton University Pirates have released Coach Trent Boykin. We have known that. I've known that since probably the beginning of the season that it was going to be over. But with that said, it has been made final. It's a very interesting time for the Hampton Pirates. Is they really need to make a great coaching decision here. Harsh reality is the last time that the Hampton Pirates were a competitive football team, I was a junior in college.
So deep.
As y'all know, I am approaching almost 20 years being out of school. That is not good. I've also gotten into all types of fights with people on the internet about. You see that?
No, but there's a joke here. I'm gonna wait till you finish to say it.
But yeah, I've gotten into it. People believe that the football team is going to know whether or not people go to HBCUs, and I'm like, oh, this is not the PWI business structure, bro. They don't care if the football team is good or bad. Hampton is having one of the highest, I think, the highest enrollment ever in the team. It's terrible. It's not a reason we go to school, brother.
So you said Hampton hasn't been good since your junior year in college. That would be what, 2007?
Correct.
2008, somewhere in there.
Yes.
When was the last time Florida was good?
Boy, fuck you. And I'm gonna tell y'all that Kyle Pitts year was a good Florida year. I don't care what nobody says. Y'all keep wanting to forget that 1 year that we had, and we had some high years. Y'all finna really y'all really be pressing me about Florida not being competitive, and we ain't been that either. And
according to some people, they say y'all wouldn't even survive in the Big Ten. According to some people, your frat brother, your line brother.
Hey man, I love that man, but he specializes in Delulu, and he bought all the Delulu like he was going out of style. You know what? This is it. They ain't gonna make me more than Delulu. Let me get it.
But it was on sale. If I bought 10, they gave it to me for 20% off. But you bought 10, yeah,
right. but the other part is he also knows that the SEC is the best conference, and that's the reason he always talks about. Yeah.
Shout out to Albritton. Me and Albritton be talking until life gets in the way. He swear the Big Ten.
Out of all the people, bro, the only time you won, your team cheated. Cheat. I think that's the one thing the Big Ten must always repent for. Is outside of Ohio State, you guys had to cheat to win. I need to see Connor Stallions. Also, we was 11-2 in 2019. Now,
boy, I had to go look that up.
Yeah.
Who y'all?
Hold on. I think. Okay, hold on. Let me clarify some things here. Now, I'll be the first to tell y'all it should have been murky after Urban. I'm honest. I think you and me been podding for almost 3 years at this point. I've been relatively realistic about my team. I'm not a person who's just delusional about how good or how bad, how good my team is. I think I've given you an accurate assessment this year of, hey, we could beat anybody, but we could lose to anybody. And I think that by the end of the season, you kind of agree.
Yeah, I mean, what's your point? I said y'all haven't been good in 20 years, or y'all have been similar to Hampton over the last 20 years.
Hampton was not 11-2 in 2019. And in 2019, damn, the bad part is it's a really good season. We lost to number 5, LSU, 28-14. We lost to number 8, Georgia, 17-24. See, people.
Then y'all lost the SEC championship game to Alabama, right?
I don't got that on here.
Oh well.
And yes, that was the Kyle Pitts year, Jonathan Grenard. And then
I don't care. That boy still ain't answered the question though. But it's okay.
I just don't remember. And then the other year we
And
lost
neither
to
do we.
Georgia 9-17, and we lost to they put all those games on there. We didn't lose that game. We didn't go to the SEC championship because we lost to Louisville in the Sugar Bowl in 2012. 2012 and 2019. We ain't been terrible for 20 years. We just ain't been the best.
18. Okay, 18 or 20 years. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get started with our HBCU news around the culture.
You ain't shit and never gonna be shit.
the first. So we're gonna talk about MEAC. We're gonna talk about SWAC. Y'all know how it goes. But hey, we gotta highlight the SIAC and the CIAA. Benedict upsets whoever that is over there that they played. I can't remember who they played, but Benedict wins 25-24 to win their first playoff game ever. And remember, Benedict had Chinnis, and they went like 30-0 for 2 years, but they kept getting upset in the playoffs. They win on what you call like a Music City Miracle, where they ran a trick play and they ran a
Wingate.
They ran a screen for a receiver, but they put in the backup quarterback at receiver, and they used the fact that nobody really pays attention to HBCUs. They use it against them. They put the backup quarterback in at receiver. He ran a stop route, and then he threw it across the field for a touchdown. Across the field, and they ran for a 75-yard touchdown as time ran out.
Wait. So let me give y'all a little bit more context to something that I missed here until right this very moment. Wingate scored 17 points in the first quarter. Then they scored another touchdown in the third quarter. They went up 24-0.
Yeah.
Lost
25-24.
Ooh, boy. Talking about losing.
More than transfer to them HBCUs, brother. Man. The anointing's on us.
Benedict. That is a tough way to lose to the Blacks.
Yes, it is. So shout out to Benedict winning.
And shout out to Wingate for losing.
Moving on, I think Albany State, which I believe is SIAC, the 2025 SIAC champion Albany State Bulldogs get their first playoff win as they beat Valdosta State. Why is that important? Valdosta State's former coach is now the head coach at Prairie View, who's now winning the SWAC West and going to the SWAC championship game, Mr. Jackson. But shout out to Albany State for winning. And I'm telling y'all, all these HBCU jobs that are opening up, when there's going to be movement, y'all better watch. Look at some of these coaches.
Yeah.
Hey, better look at Hampton.
Yeah. Y'all is imperative. You know, we had that little situation, and then y'all hired Coach Boykin. It's time to get it right because it's too many people, especially Prairie View. Prairie View just showed up, picked their guy, and they knocked it out of the park in the SWAC. Ain't no room for no more mistakes. Ain't no more oops. You ain't Britney Spears, and you can't do it again.
Yeah, South Carolina, especially because you left the MEAC, and now South Carolina State, Delaware State looking great, and then you still got Central over there.
I think that this might be potentially a time for I feel conflicted. Oh, Bryce Young, interception. I feel conflicted because I could see how right now, especially A&T, who just they get thunder whooped every week, where it might be time to reassess us as a duo going back to the MEAC. But I'm not sure if we're interested in going back to the MEAC because of the money that we are provided in the CAA.
Yeah, man. It's like night and day how much money they're giving us to lose. I feel like a minstrel show, though. You just going out there to embarrass yourself.
And the other part is, yeah, I mean, we're getting the money to lose, but it's so much money. And the enrollment is up. So it's not even like, I mean, it'll be great to have a football team, but it don't really affect our day-to-day business if the team is good or bad. So I don't know, especially a school like us who loves to be fiscally responsible. We're not going down there for the vibes. If there's no money, then Hampton don't go.
Yeah, but Albany State's head coach ain't gonna be there long. I can tell y'all that. I think I said that before. They're not gonna be. I think it's Quinn Gray is their coach. They're not gonna be there at all.
I'm not gonna be there. It's a couple guys who I can see moving around. Speaking of,
Let's go to MEAC.
Yep. Speaking of people who are going to be moving around,
man, South Carolina State, back-to-back MEAC champions. They defeat Delaware State in a great game. Correct. 2 weeks in a row of great HBCU football in the MEAC. Great MEAC football. Let's give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely.
South Carolina State beat North Carolina Central. Then they go on the road they went on the road twice. They beat North Carolina Central. Then they go on the road to beat Delaware State and Deshaun Jackson. Of course, South Carolina State ran the ball, but they also had 2 long scoring plays that kind of broke it open, and Delaware State fought back to stay close. But South Carolina State, man, they have a closer. They have the quarterback from JMU that transferred, and they are a hell of a team, man. And they coming back to Atlanta. Hopefully they win it this year.
Yeah, Celebration Bowl, December 13th weekend, if I remember correctly. If you're in the area, you should go. It is going to be highly entertaining. Also, just want to give a shout out to Delaware State. Y'all played y'all's asses off. Y'all blew through the expectation I think that you have for yourself, the school have for yourself, and anybody who is even interested in your program. Much sustained success. That's kicking my ass. Much sustained success. Say that twice. Much sustained success. In the future. Yeah, it's still whooping me. And yeah, I appreciate coming right in, getting right to it, and running that running program they has is highly impressive.
And they threw the ball.
Continue that.
They threw the ball very well. And a quick note, Chennisberry has never lost in the MEAC. Chennisberry is 28-0 in the MEAC since he's been there. That is a different type of dominance. I guess that's like Alabama-esque dominance, really.
Hey, you know what they got right in the comments said, and it was only one person, but it had me tickled. Boy, Florida could use this guy. I was like, sensitive subject.
Oh man, so yeah, South Carolina State with that win now awaits the winner of the SWAC championship game. We can go straight on to the SWAC. SWAC's goal. No, we talk about Morgan and Central. Yeah, Central beat Morgan. Central beat Morgan a lot. That's my executive producer. I apologize for that.
No worries.
She's yelling at the script. North Carolina Central wins 13-7 against Morgan in a low-scoring affair. Central caps off their season with a win. Disappointing season for them. I think they've been accustomed to either going to the Celebration Bowl or going to the playoffs. So that upset against Delaware State really hurt. But Central did get the win against
Morgan State. Even more disappointing to me. You guys every season.
Ain't disappointed. They've been every season.
Right. I mean, but damn, I was rooting for y'all. And I said, and that's the funniest part to me. I said that again this season. I'm like, bro, y'all need to win. In fact, did not win. Speaking of people who we needed to win, Howard beat them, man.
Howard won 44-15. Who did they beat?
Norfolk State. I'm disappointed.
Well, I mean, Howard beat Norfolk State.
Michael Vick, boy. We rooting for you, boy, but ain't nowhere but up from here, Michael.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you knew what you was getting. I mean, Aaron Glenn in the same boat in New York Jets. They would have them. So, like, you knew what was going to happen. When you got to rebuild, sometimes you got to tear it down to the foundation, brother.
He said, just burn it down. Start just everything. Everything. Just start over. What do you got? I have nothing. We don't have the capacity. We don't have nothing. Send some, but hey, man, but I keep saying it. And and I'm gonna say it every week, Mike. You need to get your. I know you're an NFL former player, and you might want to sit at the house. Oh no, you got to get out this summer. They need to see you. You need to have Nike bring them sneakers back too, if that's what it's gonna take. But you got to bring it. This
Definitely
is not
take the
nearly
Deion
enough.
Coach Prime playbook. You could do
Right.
it. You could do it.
And I grew up without the ability to get those sneakers because my parents are just not paying $150. So if you do it now, I can buy them, and I appreciate that.
Yep. So other than that, I think we can go to the SWAC.
Bam, here we go.
So we'll kind of get Alabama State defeats Arkansas. I'm sorry, Arkansas Pine Bluff 44-14. They fall just short of making the SWAC championship game because they lost to Jackson State, who clinched by beating their interstate rivalry, one of them, Alcorn State, 27-21. TC back-to-back SWAC East champions. They now will face Prairie View A&M, who beat Mississippi Valley State 59-6 to send a message. We thought this was gonna be a letdown.
Cutting.
Not at all. So you got PV and you got Jackson State, who are going to play each other, I think December 4th in the SWAC championship, or that first weekend in December, the SWAC championship game. But there was some other good football too. Texas Southern won 24-7. But the game that I saw and watched was Bethune-Cookman.
Come on, there it is.
Stealing the game against FAMU, winning as the clock expired. I'm sorry, winning with 10 seconds left on 4th and essentially goal to go from like 50 yards out. And they win the game. And the Florida Classic, and now Bethune-Cookman finishes. You can say they finished this season on a heater.
Oh yeah, This is what happens when your organization begins to fall apart. We've kind of watched FAMU go through things for the last couple years, and this is the culmination. Multiple bad losses. I saw on the internet where a lot of their alums have requested Coach Colsey be not brought back, and losing the Florida Classic to what they consider their little brother in Bethune-Cookman. Oh, that is terrible. And I saw them. The Bethune-Cookman alum are taking pictures with this big credit card to say "scam you" on it.
Man, it was a lot of disrespect.
Yeah.
That's why I love rivalry week. It's a lot of disrespect at HBCU.
And it's always fun when you get to watch somebody else and their team's rivals beef. You like, ooh, scam you is nice. That is funny. Very funny to me.
Yeah. So I do have a question. Not a question. I had a conversation that I saw happening online, and I joined in. With the way that most college football programs are structuring their conferences, they're eliminating divisions. I think the SWAC should eliminate divisions and just have the top two teams play each other, kind of like the MEAC. Well, not like the MEAC. It just so happens that at the end of the season, the top two teams play each other, but that the top two teams should play each other in the championship game, kind of like the SEC and Big Ten do it now. I would love to see a rematch between JSU and Alabama State. I'm not gonna lie to you. Although shout out to PV. I don't want to take any type of credit away from PV, but Jackson State at Alabama State was game of the year. You had a chance to play that again. Would you want to see a rematch, or would you want to? Should they keep the SWAC the way it is now?
I think that most people that have done that because of that's a Power 5 thing mostly, and I think it's because of how teams have been moving in and out of conference that I don't want to create an East and a West, and I'm constantly rebalancing. So instead of trying to rebalance the conference, I can just get rid of that altogether. The only thing that I don't like about that is is then you start getting into numbers when you're deciding 1 and 2 versus if you win the East and you win the West, y'all just play. But I also understand that that does kind of ruin parity if you, and what we've experienced is where the SWAC West has been very strong and the East not as much, where you end up having, in some cases, probably what people believe to be the top 3 teams on
In the
one
West,
side.
no, it's been the East. Jackson
What?
State,
Well, yeah, that's what I meant. But
Fam, Alcorn in the past. Yeah,
but just the balance of where you might have the three or possibly 4 best teams on one side, and then the other side, it's like, oh, well, we're gonna go over here to get slaughtered, and that nobody wants to see that either. I could see it. I just hope it's done the right way. That is the biggest thing. But I don't hate it, especially with the way that people moving around.
and you have enough teams to do it too now.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, that's really it for our HBCU news around the culture. HBCU season is winding down. I think FAMU, Bethune-Cookman, Alcorn, all of these teams besides JSU and PV are done. We don't even have Southern up there because we have a bye before the Bayou Classic where we play Grambling. I'll be at that game, not watching it. But Southern is rumored to have 2 or 3 coaches on their radar, including one Mr. Marshall Falk.
Did hear about that interview? That made it around fast. Well, black people be saying, "Oh, yeah, Marshall Falk down there, Southern."
Yeah, Marshall Falk, and allegedly they are targeting North Carolina Central's head coach.
I hate to say it, and I don't hate to say it. I think that's probably the better pick. Like Marshall Falk is a cool, sexy pick for the world, but also give me somebody established. This is a program that needs to win, and we need to win consistently. We're not just
Y'all
out
better start
here.
paying these people.
Right.
Central, y'all better not let that man go out that door. He's the best coach y'all have ever had at football, at least in my lifetime. Y'all better pay him. But we will be back, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break. Then Norwood's going to take us through college football. And then I'll go through pro football. Yeah, we'll talk about the Falcons who won and lost at the same time.
Oh, yeah. Always remember, keep Hampton Pirates coaching search lifted in your prayers. We need this one to be a good one. And I don't know how much faith I have. I'm trying to be optimistic.
Blind ignorance for me. We'll be right back. Ooh. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our football segment and the background music. I know y'all like it. Shout out to Jacko. With our football segment of episode 208 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. We're going to start out with some college football. Where you want to go here first, Norwood?
I'm going to start with the people who they have in the 12-team bracket. If you got a pen and paper, write it down, listen, or just here for the audio experience. Here we go. Number 1, they currently have Ohio State seated at number 1. I think that this is fair, at least. I don't love it, but
not where I thought you were going there.
I think that they've They're in the Big Ten. They've done what they needed to be. They're always going to be 1, 2, 3, or 4 in some culmination, and I have no big issue with that. Number 2, Indiana. This is some bullshit. We all know that Indiana is not good. You've not seen them play a respectable team all season.
They beat Oregon. Is Oregon not respectable?
Okay, cool story. You won one game. You're right. I'm wrong, and I want to apologize because players make mistakes. You're right. Indiana has beat one singular respectable team all season, and now they're the number 2 team in the country.
Okay. How many respectable teams does Ohio State beat?
Let's look.
I'm pretty sure it's one.
Texas.
They have to be a scam too.
And Penn State.
Indiana beats Penn State.
Yes. So fair. This is the other context I will give to that argument. Some people may not like it, and that's fine because it ain't your opinion, and you can kiss my ass. But for me, they are also the reigning current champions. So until they are beat, I have no problem being in that one spot. I wish they played a tougher schedule. Hell, I wish the entire Big Ten played a tougher schedule. But being the reigning champs, I'm much more inclined to leave them at the one spot. And a lot of this is probably some legacy respect in there. I don't trust Indiana at all. I think that they are a scam, and I cannot wait for them to play a legitimate football team so that I can figure out if they're good or not.
In their bracket placement, they would have to play the winner of Alabama versus Oregon. So, I mean, that would be 2 respectable teams. You would assume.
I hate
Even though
that.
Oregon has only
I don't want to
given
see them
one-
play Oregon again. Like, don't give me that. Give. I wanted some variety. And why are you making Alabama play? Actually, that's not what we got now. We have Texas A&M at 3.
Mhm.
I think that they. Let's look at their schedule before I get to.
They a little pillow soft too now, brother.
Well, I will say they played Notre Dame, which I consider a legitimate team. They played LSU, they played Mizzou, and then they also played Texas this weekend.
I'm not counting that yet. I was saying, well, yeah, you could count that, but
it's 4.
I mean,
that's to me, that's 4 legitimate teams. Down to what degree you want to call them legit. I think that they're better than one Oregon game, and yeah. And then finally at 4, you have Alabama at 9-2. They lost to Florida State. Huh?
Georgia's number 4.
Not from what ESPN has.
In the college football rankings, Georgia is number 4.
Oh, they got them at 5 here. And they have
Alabama
first round.
lost. Remember?
Yes, I'm just up. This is not the newest one. There it is. I don't know why it sent me to this one. But okay. Strange. But yes, I think that Georgia's legit-ish. I think that Georgia's legit, but they can definitely be had.
That man said ish. Georgia right now is probably playing the best football in the country right now. Maybe Indiana, but again, the only reason you're saying not Indiana is because of the context of who they've played. Georgia right now has played. I think they played Charlotte this week, but I mean they've had kind of a gauntlet the last. That November was kind of tough. You had the rivalry with Florida. You played in October. You played Tennessee. You got to finish with Georgia Tech. You played Ole Miss. You played a lot of teams. You played Texas.
Yeah, very, very legitimate schedule. I don't have
played more ranked teams than all of the Big Ten ranked Big Ten people combined.
Don't get into that. That's just gonna make me mad. They have Texas Tech at Florida Texas Tech at 10-1, representing the Big 12. We have
Fire.
Ole Miss at 10-1. You have Oregon at 9-1. You have Oklahoma at 8-2. Somehow Notre Dame has snuck in the back door 8-2.
How are
You
they
have
ranked higher than Miami? Sorry, finish what you were saying. Then we
the
said
Catholic Church. You have Alabama at 8-2. You have BYU at 9-1, and you have Utah at 8-2, and you have Miami at 8-2, and they are the fourth highest ranked conference champion. Vandy at 8-2, USC at 8-2, Georgia Tech at 9-1.
9-2 now.
Yeah,
But yeah, so in this case, Tulane, y'all got to understand that the rankings, while they matter, they really don't.
correct.
Because you have all of these other rankings,
And they're at large bid. And
yeah, but you
Tulane
add
at
large bid
12.
with Tulane is in, and then with Miami taking the at large bid right now, Vanderbilt, you have a chance with all of these SEC teams being 10-2. If Vanderbilt wins out, they 10-2, right? If then you have Georgia, Oklahoma wins out, they're gonna be 10-2. Ole Miss is gonna be 11-1. Alabama possibly could be 10-2. All of this before conference championship week. There's an argument to be said that all of those teams deserve it more than Miami. There's an argument, to be honest, outside of Oregon's pedigree that they've had under Dan Lanning, that all of those teams have played a better schedule and are more deserving than Oregon, right? So it's like, hey, man. Now, of course, the eye test tells you that Oregon is probably ranked correctly. But I mean,
Jennings went after Morey after the game.
who?
Juwan Jennings went after the cornerback for the Panthers. I was like, the game where he tried to put hands and feet on him. It's not the 12 best teams. This is the 12 team playoff. And I think that's where it gets murky. It's not about the 12 best teams. It's about giving everybody a shot.
Yeah, and unfortunately, BYU, who's probably having one of the better seasons since Jim McMahon,
and
BYU and Utah are the first two teams out. I can see Utah because unfortunately you lost 2 games. BYU losing to Texas Tech I think they got blown out. But BYU using the Texas Tech, who is the number 5 team in the nation, and literally stomping out everybody else. I think that is going to force them to go to like 16. They still fight.
Oh no, he hit him in the nether regions. That's the reason he was trying to fight him. I would have tried to fight him too.
Yeah, we gotta fight.
Y'all need to stop doing all this spitting on people, and that's that young people game. It'll get you killed.
Yep. But yeah, that's just how I feel. I
want to see at least BYU or Utah in it. I don't care. It ain't gotta be both, but I would like to see one in there. They've done it. Yeah.
I want everything to fall out how it's supposed to. I need Georgia to beat Georgia Tech, and I need Texas A&M to win. Although I would say I love for Georgia to win the SEC championship. Hell, if Alabama wins, Georgia gets like 3 weeks off before having to play again in the playoffs.
I've been a proponent of not playing in the SEC championship for a very long time. Skip it. If I don't have to do it, let me lose early. Go ahead, get me out of the paint. Y'all play it. I'll see y'all later. And then, speaking of seeing people later, Florida got monkey stomped by Tennessee 31-11. All the magic that we had last week where we tried to do our best to win is gone. These players are all either injured or they're redshirting at this point. It's over. I don't think, and I said this on Saturday Morning Live, the uncertainty at the quarterback position, at the coach position has put everything, I think, in influx for everybody at this point. I think everybody's just in a holding pattern until after the Egg Bowl. Let's be real. We're all sitting and waiting and wishing for Lane Kiffin. But I also understand that, apparently the Falcons might be waiting to wish for Lane Kiffin. The Gators might be waiting to wish for Lane Kiffin. LSU LSU might be sitting, waiting, and wishing. And until then, I think it's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, to put a team together and then be focused on winning. You don't even know if the kids don't even know if they're going to be here next year.
Yeah, I mean, you was gonna get look. I knew y'all was gonna get smoked in this game because y'all don't have an offense to score with Tennessee. Y'all have the defense to slow down Tennessee, but y'all scored 11 points. Tennessee's offense is going to score more than 11 points on everybody that they play.
Correct.
Like literally everybody, no matter how good your defense is. So I kind of knew y'all gonna lose this game, but really more about it. I'm interested to see what happens. Lane got us.
Yeah, man, he got college football by the short hairs right now.
Yeah, boy. He's gonna announce after the Egg Bowl. I'm not gonna speculate where he goes because there's too many options. If I were him, I think that ultimatum does exist, even though he denied it. I do think that Ole Miss gave him an ultimatum because it makes no sense for you to make a decision right now, especially if
you
you're
hold
trying to
all the
go pro.
chips.
Yeah,
You hold
you're trying
all
to
the
go pro.
chips. And I mean, let's be real. You're probably back channel negotiating. Look at how many people are interested in me right now. I can go anywhere, pro or college. Where's the money? And not only where's the money for me, where's my NIL commitment? I want it in writing. I think that I do think that potentially is the future. They're going to move away from buyouts because the buyout legacy has not gone great for college football, and instead move that over to a NIL commitment. This is basically what we're committed to spending every year, and saying if we're committed to spending this X amount of dollars and you feel comfortable with it and you feel like you're a good enough coach, then you should win. If you don't win, we're not going to buy you out of your contract. And I think that is probably a happier medium and a safer, lower risk. Because as a coach, you can't. I think it would be tough to negotiate against that. I'm open to hearing what you think about it, though.
I don't think the buyout will ever go anywhere. The buyout also kind of gives you a little bit of job security, even though the writing may be on the wall. I think the buyout market has happened recently because of Jimbo Fisher. But before that, if you had 50 million, 40, 30, 20 million dollars, they weren't going to buy. If you had like one, they would buy you out your last year.
Yes.
Now that's changed to where you can buy like 60 million, 70 million. I think you're going to see more James Franklin contracts to where we will buy you out until once you get another job, they're going to have to come back and give us some money back. I think you're going to see more of that.
See, I think that it makes more sense to say, hey, I can commit to you. I'm going to give you the resources. You just got to win the games. But I mean, I think there will always be a buyout, but I think that we won't see the 100 million. Like, I think that Lane is probably going to be the last guy to be able to kind of guarantee one of those. And I think it's just because of this unique situation where everything is kind of gone together at one time. And he right now just raffling himself off to the highest bidder. But I think for the most part going forward, they'll be like, hey, man, we'll buy you out for maybe, like $10 or $20 million total. But the money that I would have spent buying you out, I will guarantee to invest that into NIL and provide you with the resources that you need, which is like, if you're a coach who believes you're a good coach, that NIL commitment is more opportunity. The buyout commitment is safety. If we're making these risks together, I'm not looking for safety. I'm looking for opportunity on both sides.
I don't think that's how negotiation will go, but we will see. You got, Oklahoma did beat Missouri, so now they are pretty much. I think they got to win next week against whoever I think they play Arkansas. I think they got to win next week, but I think they're pretty much a lock for the CFP playoff now. Not an impressive win against Missouri, but
quietly, they're a team that has quietly been successful, found a way to win, and they've done this in spite of not having their quarterback, who's a big part of what they do for a large part of the season. This is one of the best sneak jobs I've seen in a long time. Hey, look at everybody else. Y'all just keep on looking, and we just keep on sneaking in. And yeah, Texas A&M, oh, Marcel Reed, and Georgia, and Gunnar Stockton, and Alabama, and Ty Simpson, and Oklahoma. Shh, just don't look at us, and we'll be all right.
This reminds me of their 2000 team when they played against Florida State, and Florida State was supposed to go back to back, and they just played really, really good defense.
Yeah,
and they won, I think, 13-2. I think Roy Williams was the safety. That's what they remind me of with this Brent Venables team. They play really, 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 really good defense. Like they rally to the ball. They are very opportunistic. They get turnovers, and they are going to be now. That would be an interesting team I would love to see play Indiana.
Oh,
because
yeah.
that defense is for real.
Not a team that anybody is in love with, not getting the most love in the world, kind of quietly does it their way. And I want to see them play against somebody. I don't want Indiana to go right to the top. I actually want them to play just a legitimate, what we will consider contender team. Don't play the number one team in the country so you can be like, oh, well, anybody would have lost to them. No. Because you know that's exactly what they'll do. Well, the only team that we lost to was the team that ended up winning the national championship. No. Play you somebody regular degular. Let's see what you can do. Onward. Vandy, 45-17. 45-17. Is this the most legit Vandy team that we've experienced?
Yes. Yes,
it's
they
so
are.
Weird.
And they have a strong resume to get to the college football playoff. If they need a couple things to happen, they need a couple teams to lose to get, but they are one of the best 2-loss teams in the nation.
The Nerds are good.
They have a better resume than Miami. I think they have a better resume than almost everybody in the ACC.
I would love to see them play Indiana. Love to play them.
Vanderbilt? No, Indiana smoke Vanderbilt. But I think Vanderbilt would beat Miami. I think they would give Miami a run for their money. I think that they would give who else do we have in that bracket? They already gave Alabama a run for their money. They should have beat Texas, and they just didn't.
If you could give Alabama a run for your money, then I think that you could give Indiana a run for your money.
So it's the theme. We shooting at Indiana,
and I also think I really fuck with this Vanderbilt team. They're not a place where people care. It's not a sports school. And the way that they've come out this year and look more like a legitimate SEC team than ever before. They've never been, Vanderbilt, you like, oh, they can lose every game. And to just fold Kentucky 45-17.
Shout out to Mike Stoops.
Right. That's like, this just cannot happen. You cannot get destroyed by Vanderbilt.
It's a game.
I mean, you did. But these are the type of things where people like, there are certain teams you can lose to and be like, hey, man, I just lost to them. But Vanderbilt, that's rough. You lost to the Commodores and not the group.
Yep. They got a chance, though. They definitely have a chance.
Speaking of Syracuse.
Go ahead.
Syracuse, Notre Dame, 7-70. 7-70, Lord. This is a college football score, like a video game score. It's one thing to lose to Notre Dame, and I get it. They finding their footing. They're playing well, X, Y, and Z. That all sounds well and good. Thoughts and prayers. We love everybody. You cannot lose by 63 points, though, friend Brown. I like Syracuse. Quarterback lost or not, bro. Y'all got to still play football. It's still 10 more guys on that offense they're playing. You telling me that you had exactly one quarterback?
I think they don't have anybody on their team better than Jeremiah Love.
Oh, I can guarantee you that.
Because he played for a quarter, went
Dallas
crazy, and found
Cowboys,
down.
Dallas Cowboys. Now, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys, Dallas Cowboys. Let me tell y'all, if y'all can do anything, use one of them draft picks you got for Micah. Go ahead and get that kid. That will be an excellent Dallas Cowboy addition. And on top of that, he probably has a much better long-term plan than Zeke. I know last time y'all went running back, he was good, and then he just fell off a cliff. I think that Jeremiah Love could be a sustainable football player for a decade versus 4 or 5 good years out of Zeke.
Yeah, I mean, he's good enough. He's definitely good enough.
And moving right on, Miami beat Virginia Tech. We kind of knew that this was coming. I said that Virginia Tech is in the process of reupholstering everything, getting everything ready for James Franklin. Miami, this is a good time for y'all to play him. I don't trust y'all at all, but you got the job done in the game that you needed.
I told y'all not to trust Miami. I told y'all not to trust Miami when y'all signed Carson Beck. And y'all told me I was haters. All y'all. Hey, Miami fans, I have been looking for y'all on TikTok. Y'all was talking real greasy 4 weeks ago. Y'all was talking real greasy, and I said, "Hey, follow me so I can follow
me,
so I can find y'all because I want to come back and revisit this chat in 4 weeks."
Reggie be on them internet, standing people up.
Y'all have been ghosts in the wind, bro. I haven't found none of y'all. I done searched every type of hurricane you could have: a Miami hurricane, a South Florida hurricane, a Dade County hurricane. I even went to high schools. I was like, maybe Miami
Gardens,
Miami Gardens. Somebody 305. Let me put it, Uncle Luke.
Somebody
can tell me where I can find these chats. None of y'all have been seeing. Remember, y'all said y'all was gonna smoke Georgia. Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Why is we said it earlier, and we had to stay on schedule, but now that we're here, why is Miami not ranked higher than Notre Dame, even though they both have 2 losses, and they beat Notre Dame head to head? How is that possible?
Let's see. Beat Notre Dame 27-24. Whoop Bethune 45-3. Beat South Florida. Beat South Florida when they were ranked 49-12. Whoop Florida. Beat Florida State when they were ranked 28-2. Lost to Louisville. Beat Stanford. Lost to SMU. Whooped Syracuse, North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, and you play Pitt. Well, first part is they still have more work to do. Pitt is not a walk in the park.
As they just beat Georgia Tech.
Correctamundo. And if I'm correct here, Pitt is 6-1 in the ACC.
The ACC is wild. Pitt is 6-1. I think Georgia Tech is like 6-2.
Oh, hold on. I got it right here in the conference. Virginia 6-1. Pitt 6-1. SMU 6-1. Florida State. Georgia Tech 5-2. Miami 5-2. Duke 5-2. Then after that, it's the rest. Damn, Bill O'Brien in Boston College 0-7, 1-10. Fire. Also, this is bizarro world. Look at the bottom of the ACC. Syracuse, Florida State, Virginia Tech, UNC. These are teams that you go back 20 years and be like, nah, these teams are good. No, these teams are terrible. Florida State at 5-6 and 2-6 in the ACC. Hey, they're not gonna let you come into
down on Mike Norvell, tripling down now on Mike Norvell. Said he's coming back.
Do it.
The ACC is wild. I think right now, if everything holds, it's gonna be SMU versus who is it? SMU versus
SMU and right. I mean, we got to see how everything plays out right now. 6-1, 6-1, 6-1, and 6-2.
Who's the second 6-1 team?
Pittsburgh. No. Virginia, Pittsburgh, and
SMU versus Virginia right now would be the game. But this week is so crazy. Now Georgia Tech's out, I believe, unless they just need a lot of help. but you still have all of these teams to play. The ACC could basically trick themselves off to where they don't even get a team in the playoff, aside from the conference champion.
And I don't like that. I think the Georgia Tech's had a pretty solid season. SMU has a hell of a case study for spending the fucking money.
And well, Texas.
Well, I don't want to put Texas in that because they're a legacy brand. So I don't want to put
the state of Texas.
Yes, but I want to make sure that I leave them out. I think that Texas Tech and SMU, which are two lesser known schools with much smaller brands, who have just had large cash injections and been able to buy themselves into legitimacy, I think those two are more comparable. Texas, everywhere they've been UT. Texas Tech has been cool, but it's like y'all over there. All right, Mahomes and Baker and all the rest of y'all, but y'all not like, you're not competing for anything now. They're going to be in the top 12. And then you look at SMU and what they've done. And they've just spent money and kind of turned the corner on a lot of these guys who've been trying their best for a long time. It's just like, oh, no, I got $20-30 million. We can legitimize ourselves. Then you got Wake Forest, who've been trying to play football at a high level forever. And you're like, bro, why? Why us? North Carolina State, why us? Like, why can't we just be that good?
So let's circle back. Mm-hmm. Why is Notre Dame ranked higher than Miami?
Oh, you know why. Because they loved him. It's the same reason I hate them not being in a conference. They get to circumvent all the rules. I think that it does help that they lost Texas 2 games early.
Those are the only
yes. First 2 losses, and then they basically won everything. They haven't even been in the conversation since then. 56-30 over Purdue, 56-13 over Arkansas, 28-7 to Boise, 36-7 North Carolina State, 34-24 to USC, 25-10 Boston College, 49-10 Navy, 37-15 Pitt, and then 70-7. It's tricky because the 2 games.
Pitt beating Georgia Tech helps their resume a lot.
And I also will give them this. Their 2 losses are combined by 4 points. You lost by 3 points to Miami. You lost by 1 point to Texas A&M.
I think most of the teams have. I don't think any team in that rank has really bad losses.
But I mean, those are really like coin flip. But it's also Notre Dame. It's just what you get with them. You know that's what you're going to get. We don't think it's fair. We don't think it's straight. But also, I'm not going to continue to boo-hoo about something that they ain't going to fix. They have no intention of fixing. And them not having any of that, then what am I going to fight for? That's really the harsh reality of the situation, at least for me. Hold on 1 second. Then we're going to go here and bam. Oregon over University of Southern California, 42-27.
Daniel Lanning. I enjoy all the bravado. I enjoy all the antics. And yes, you have a lot of antics. You say they're not. They're antics. You said mama ain't raised no bitch. That's why you don't wear, a jacket in the cold. And all of these things. And yes.
Is that what he said? Your mama told you not to? Well, my mama don't want me to catch a cold.
Yeah.
Right. You supposed my mom. Yeah. Black parents tell you just for the season.
Dan Lanning in Oregon beat USC 42-27. But Dan Lanning, you got to pipe down, big dog. You taking shots at the SEC for this week that they played, and the SEC did have an off week, right? They played, I think Georgia played Charlotte. I think Alabama played like Eastern Illinois. I think Auburn played somebody boo-boo, right? Like you have all these teams that didn't really play anybody. But I need you, Dan, to go look at your schedule and understand that you also took like a month off. You didn't, just because, as the Big Ten faithful like to say, if you take the name off the team, if you take SEC off the team, they suck. Well, if you take Big Ten off of those teams, there's really no difference. They suck. A lot of those teams are terrible that you played. So while you have all of these shots that y'all taking at the SEC, Dan, you got one good win. Now you have two. No, you don't. You have one good win because you lost to Indiana. You have one good win.
Damn. That is in the point of the plot where you lost me. If you wanted me to respect you and your team, and I do, I have an immense amount of respect for you and your team. You lose to Indiana, you lost that. Don't come to me and say anything to the SEC and you lost to Indiana. Bro, you come from the SEC. You know what that means? and you know what little respect comes with that. So I don't want to hear it. I'm not interested in hearing it. I don't want to see it. You can really shut the hell up talking to me. Best thing you could do is try to beat them.
Is Lincoln Riley on the hot seat?
Nope. He's done enough this season for me.
If I'm Lenore Sellers and I'm really thinking about transferring, I may go to LSU. I'm sorry, go to USC. Lincoln Riley is, for all intents and purposes, a quarterback whisperer.
Yeah, but he ain't whispered.
You could get over there and play.
He ain't whispered to no quarterbacks in long enough either now. I hate to say it, but Miller Moss.
Since he left Oklahoma.
That's a month of Sundays in football time, especially after you you have the resources. It's not like you don't have the players and you can't get a quarterback. Yeah, it's probably I'm not saying it's right or wrong. You know, I like Lincoln, but I can also understand how a guy could be like, you got to update your resume. And they haven't been bad, and they've been pretty decent this season, but you got to be better before I can believe in you or want to go there. Now, I do think that getting out of South Carolina is probably smart, but I feel like might as well go to Miami and get the money. You know they're gonna pay over there.
That's why I say USC. The money is no object either way.
Right, but I don't have to leave. I don't have to move across country either. I'd much rather leave Carolina and go to Coral Gables than try to be going across the world.
Yep. But shout out to Oregon. They handle business. And I think Michigan. So I have all these people as keep hope alive is who we about to talk about for the rest of the. You got Michigan, who's quietly 8-2, beats Maryland 45-20.
What do we see? That's the part that I hate is what are we doing with Michigan, man? We know they're not good. You're wasting everybody's time by making us watch them, and the whole time, as soon as they get in there, they're just going to embarrass their conference. They're not a good football team. I think Michigan fans know that they're not a good football team. So why are you trying to convince us if you can't convince yourself? And that is because
they beat the national champions. They didn't beat Ohio State like the last 3 years or something like that. And they got to play again, and they can play spoiler. And if they win, I believe that they would make it to the Big Ten championship game against Indiana.
And talk about something I surely do not want to see is Indiana and Michigan in the Big Ten championship. But congratulations to Michigan. I guess Coach Loxley, I heard that they're going to run it back and they're going to give you a larger commitment to NIL. Best of luck. I would love to see you be competitive and possibly win it. But if not, you can move around somewhere else. Maryland, one of them schools is always going to kind of be, it's a basketball school in a basketball state. And it's just tough to win that recruiting battle.
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with James Franklin now. Yeah. Master recruiter.
Ooh. Oh, Lord. Thoughts and prayers in advance. Speaking of thoughts and prayers, Cincinnati loses again. they've been the scam that I believe for a long time now. BYU wins again. They are number 11, and they are not on anybody's playoff bracket. And I don't like that.
Since BYU, it's because of the way the playoffs are. BYU is going to be the team that forces them to go to 16 teams,
24. That's what they're gonna
and
go to.
then somebody else is going to get left out. Which I told you I was going to happen. I said 4 doesn't make sense because there's a power 5. Then you went to a power 4 or a power 2. You didn't even go from 5 to 4. You went to power 2, but then you expanded the playoffs.
I mean, they just need 8 teams. I don't know why we need 12, 16, 24.
I don't know, but BYU not making the playoff would be criminal if they went out. That would be
Right.
because they have looked the part the whole time.
Looked the part and played the part. That's the biggest thing is they're just a good, solid football team with 1 loss. And if I remember correctly, let's look in before I get to the line. Yep, they lost to number 8 Texas Tech, but they beat Utah. That's it. Beat Utah, lost to Texas Tech. Yep. I don't know what to do about college football and strength of schedule, but it makes me
well, they're not being consistent. On sometimes they're saying that they value the losses, who you lost to more than who you beat. Then they value the margin of victory, but then they value strength of schedule. And it's like, dang, if we had this system where it takes all of those into account and then kind of spits out what exactly is supposed to be based on all of those computations, you normally would get a decent matchup for the national championship. I think that was called the Bowl Championship Series, if I'm not mistaken. So if you could have the BCS and combine it with the playoffs, I think that would be your ideal situation, and I don't think that BYU would be left out. But
yeah,
it's BYU.
Right now, you're still not getting the top 12 teams, and that is to me kind of unfortunate. But if you do it the other way, then they're gonna be like, "Oh, well, all the conferences aren't being represented," and I'm like, "You don't watch all the conferences. Let's be real here."
Yep, Utah's still in the hunt. They won actually. Okay.
Nope.
I don't think that they're still in the hunt because you shouldn't win by 4 points against unranked Kansas State. And you had to come back and win at home, winning 51-47.
Now,
I think that may be the nail in the coffin for them.
As a person who watched this game, boy, they gave up so many big plays. If there was a big play to give it up, they gave it up. Yeah, this is a little tricky to me, though, because Kansas State, remember, at the beginning of the season was supposed to be the number 1 team in this conference. Now, they fell apart like a bad pickup, but they were always recognized as a team that could do it, and they kept doing it. They did play after play after play. I was like, hey, y'all not going to attempt to stop these guys before they pick up 40 yards every play? And that's what it was. It was an old school shootout. I enjoyed it a lot. And that's all I got. But yeah, it's tight on Utah. Yeah, you're probably right. And I think the BYU is a better football team than you. So yeah, you don't really stand a chance. And there's no way you're gonna get 2 Utah teams in 12. That's just a harsh reality.
Side note, Jawan Jennings was right. I just saw the slow motion getting punched in the nuts during the game.
Yeah. There's nothing I can do for that but say he should have hit you again.
Yeah, as Coach Tomlin said, hey, whatever reaction you deem necessary.
Right. Hey, we can ask you. Hey, you started it. Whatever escalation on the other side of that, that's between you and the Lord.
Yep. But ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of the college football.
What are we missing from college? Is there anything we miss from college football?
Texas Tech, BYU, Utah. We didn't really talk about Georgia Tech and Pitt and how Pitt upset them at home, and Pitt looked damn good on defense. They look really good on defense. I mean, that's kind of been their calling card over the last few years. And they got a lot of freshmen. They had a freshman quarterback, freshman running back. I don't know if you're gonna be able to keep him. That used to mean something. Oh, he's only a freshman. Yeah, but he ain't gonna be no sophomore here. Like so, uh, I think I think Georgia Tech has a chance to not really play spoiler, but they have a chance to make the road difficult and also kind of end their season nicely. So
I'm going to ask you a question about something that we have kind of followed off about discussing all season, but we come to the end of the season, and I think it's a fair question to ask now. Colorado is 1-7 in the conference, 3-8 overall. The last 2 years have been a ton of pomp and circumstance about the Colorado Buffaloes, Deion and Coach Sanders. What do you say about this season? Do you allow him to just get the mulligan because of his health? Do you consider is there just no expectation for this season? And what do
I
you
hope he
think
steps away.
happens?
I hope he steps away. I think that's the best for all parties involved. The thing is, if he steps away, you're gonna lose Juju, who's the starting quarterback. You're gonna lose your whole staff unless you make somebody interim coach, maybe Marshall Falk as the interim coach. Um, I would love to see Dion just kind of support Shador and his sons for a year or two and get his health back and his strength back up. I know his health will never be what it once was because he's got
Correct.
the whole apparatus, but he looks small because of everything he's gone through.
And that's the part where I'm conflicted about. I don't know what to do with this situation because, I mean, on one hand, if you're a football coach and he's a guy who's marketed himself very well, in any other case, I will be holding his feet to the fire. Hey, man, this is what you said. You said these are your Louis bags. You committed to this, X, Y, and Z. Y'all were going to be good. And then you've just not been good.
Yeah, I mean it's fireable. I mean that happens. There's a lot of coaches like that who said they're gonna
Right.
do X, Y, and Z. But I
But
I,
I
I
mean,
would love to see him
also,
walk
he's
away.
come with a lot of extra stuff, which in most other cases, I would be pushing a lot more onto like, hey, you remember you talked all that shit is really the answer. But due to his health issues, it's kind of like, I guess I gotta leave you alone.
It's definitely a Passover year for them. Nobody's talking about it. Nobody's really discussing Colorado in any tense. If Dion was healthy, I think there would be more discussion of is it time for him to move on.
And I
But
think that's the reason like people like Paul Feinbaum are kind of leaving him alone. Because that in any other situation, old Paul would have been on Dion ass.
Saban probably said something too. You know, Dion and Saban are closer than what people think. So, yep. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of college football. We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna
We
come back.
almost coming to the end of the season, Lord. It just seemed like the season just started. Now we down to 12.
No, it don't. This Falcons, what we about to talk about next. This Falcons season, we only on game 11.
Burn it on down. And
uh,
Reggie gonna try to find a way to get us some. I'm gonna tell y'all right now what's gonna happen. We're gonna leave here. We're gonna take a short break. Y'all gonna step away, like, follow, subscribe. Y'all gonna come back. When y'all come back, Reggie's gonna tell y'all what he's like. Then he's gonna get to a point where he's gonna try to tell y'all, he's gonna try to walk you, as y'all know he does every week in and out, while he explains to you why we could get back into the NFC South and possibly win it here and find hope. Then he's gonna tell us that there is no hope. Watch and see.
kind of got me in the box right there, man. That's how I go.
We'll be right back.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with our final segment of episode 208 of the Splashcast Monday Night Raw. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe. Our NFL segment. We're gonna start off with the Falcons. If you're listening to the playback, Falcons are going to have their own segment along with the mic check, the Hawks. But if you're here live, let's talk about it. The Falcons took over New Orleans. At least we're not the Saints or the Aints or the Taints, whatever you want to call them. And we beat the Saints pretty handily from the very beginning and won all the way through, which was to be expected. I think the Saints are like 1-8,
Terrible.
2-9, something like that. Although they did just beat Carolina and did us a solid. So there's a lot of things about this game that we need to discuss. Kirk Cousins started. No Drake London. And
No
yet we
No Kyle Penix.
no Michael Penix. And we still ended up winning this game. Kirk Cousins had a fantastic performance. He started off a little iffy, and then he got settled in. And let me tell you, if there's anybody that can show me something different, I will go to my grave thinking that an Achilles injury is about 12 to 18 months, because he looked way more mobile. He looked great running the play action. Let me tell you, and I don't know if you were watching the game. I think you missed the game because you were asking for updates, and I was kind of giving you updates as I was talking. Zach Taylor's play calling, Zach Robinson's play calling was actually pretty good. We actually ran the ball and ran play action pass and lined up under center and pretty much all but abandoned the pistol. The offensive scheme looked 1,000 times better. It looked great. What's concerning is, why in the hell didn't we do this with Penix? Raheem says Penix was not comfortable, is what it's starting to say now.
Well, there are a couple things. I've done a lot of research. I've read a lot of things. This thing has really bothered the absolute hell out of me. Y'all know I basically tell Reggie, like, first drive, me and him, are we in the pistol? If the answer is yes, then we're committed to losing. Now, after doing the in-depth research, the first part they say, and some of this is excuses and bullshit. Some of this I believe to be reasonably true. They say that Elijah Wilkinson, they did not trust. And due to the fact that Penix is left-handed, he's the guy protecting his blind side. So instead of putting him under center and potentially getting crushed, they put him in the pistol. Now, I don't like that, because you got to figure something else out. So the reason that they were able to go to under the center is the blind side protection was shifted back to Jake Matthews, a guy they trust infinitely more. I don't know exactly how I feel about that, but the other part that I think is they could have still, even if you believe the pistol was the best way to go about it at this point with the personnel that you were provided, you could have been coaching him up to be a quarterback to play under center. So if he didn't start the season in a position to play under center, you got some time to coach him into a space where he can be. Give him 3 or 4 plays the first game where he's under center, 6 to 7 plays, 10 to 15 plays, so that we could actually make this offense into what we believe that it was supposed to be. So I give them a little credit. That part does make sense. But overall, still Raheem and still Zach, y'all mismanaged this. You just didn't do a good job.
and Terry. And to add to that, the offensive performance was so good. Darnell Mooney looked like a totally different person. Bijan Robinson, they actually used in a more of a capacity that we would have liked, where they got him in the run game, but also in the passing game. They use Algier a little bit more. Everything that we asked for them to do, they attempted. I'm not gonna say they use Algier enough, but they attempted.
Too little, too late for me though. I'm almost doesn't count. I don't want to hear that
Why?
bullshit.
Why would you wait till you were on a 5-game losing streak to decide to even if you have Elijah Wilkinson, you've got to try something else. That tells me that they didn't even practice Penix under center.
Nope.
Is what that tells me. And another thing that I noticed, and I knew Mooney was going to have a pretty good game because Mooney has rapport with Kirk. But another thing I noticed is Zach Robinson and Kirk were having discussions on the sideline, like going through the iPad and talking about that. What
I
they
would
see and
rather
everything.
Kirk Cousins be the offensive coordinator than Zach Robinson. 100%.
I did notice that we still were having issues getting the play call in. So we still were hiking the ball with 5 seconds, 4-3-2.
Fucking embarrassing between you have a offensive coordinator and a veteran quarterback. If Kirk can't do it, it's no way you can ask Michael Penix to do it. It's no way.
Yeah. And the offense we were out there with David Sills the fourth, Drummond, who elevated from the practice squad, and Darnell Mooney and Kyle Pitts.
Nobody's playing nobody's.
Kyle Pitts still. I mean, Kyle. It seemed like every time I try to say something good, we should keep you, bro. You had 3 more drops. You had 3 more money bags that you dropped. Like, yeah, a couple big games, but I mean, he's so
low intensity, low focus, low motor, and on top of that, he does not block. I'm a Gator fan. I've moved on from him in my heart and soul. You can't trick me repeatedly. Once I got it, bro, I'm not doing it. You're not finna put me in this situation to let me down. This team already does that. I'm not letting you do that as well. At some point, I have my own personal self-respect, and that's what I'm going to take.
Yeah. Now, we were bit by the injury bug a little bit. We got Bergeron back, and then he re-aggravated his ankle injury. As far as I know, he's still going to be day-to-day for that. I think it was
I'm day-to-day. I'm day-to-day with these.
A high ankle sprain. But, man, this offense looks imagine we did all of that. Now, again, I must say we are playing the Saints. And
yes.
The Saints are awful.
What we're not going to do is we're not going to be the Cleveland Browns. We're not going to play a team that's terrible and then suddenly believe that our team is something that it's not. We're not going to do that.
Yeah. But something that it is, though, man, the defense is still amazing. We beat up, and the defense beats up on teams that we're supposed to beat up, which is I always say that's what we always say. That's the first thing and sign of a good team or a team that's progressing is winning the games you're supposed to. We did come in with some injuries on the defensive side. We got good news and bad news. Billy Bowman, torn Achilles. Starting nickelback, out for the season, probably out, as I told you with Kirk, with the Achilles. It's a 12 to 18 month recovery time for you to be fully healthy. That's unfortunate. Divine Diablo does return along with D. Alford. And let me tell you, Divine Diablo, D. Alford had game. Well, really, we've seen Divine. D. Alford had game of the year. As you see, he's front and center on the graphic. He played slot, outside corner. They played Kobe Bryant at outside corner.
10 tackles, 9 solo, 1 pass deflection.
And it wasn't them D Alford tackles in the past either, where it's a tackle 30 yards downfield. Nah, he stopped players on 3rd and 1. He was blitzing. He had a fumble recovery. He played out of his mind. And if Billy Bowman could come back healthy, I think our secondary all the way to the dime formation is set. Mike Hughes, fantastic game. Fantastic game.
Excuse me?
Mike
Say
Hughes
what?
had a fantastic game. AJ Terrell, fantastic game. And of course, the rookies on defense, just Jalen and JPJ, another 2.5 sacks between them. One for JPJ, 1.5 for JPJ, James Pierce Jr., one for Jalen. Xavier Watts had the interception. Ruka Oro got a sack. Brandon Dorlers got another sack and a half. We played Caden Ellis. They figured out to just put Caden Ellis in the flat or have him run at the quarterback. Don't put him in the middle of the field no more.
Not put him around Ted McMillan, boy. Ted McMillan, man.
No. And they didn't. And Ronnie Harrison got to shout you out. You may be the opposite linebacker of Divine Diablo. We didn't see a JD Bertrand anywhere. I don't even know if the Bertrand was in the stadium. But we didn't see him on the field at all. And the defense looked better. Jesse Bates played like the free safety he's supposed to be. It was,
and that's the thing
really
that I've actually heard about Jesse Bates, and the reason that he hasn't had the season that we're so used to is he's coaching rookies right now. He's coaching Xavier Watts, and he's coaching Billy Bowman, and trying to be the safety at the same time. And I could see how that could put you in a position where you're trying to do too many things at one time and you can't be the best version of yourself. I do want to go ahead and say this now to all you idiots that get on the internet with your microphones and your uninformed ideas. Everybody who's like, oh, well, the Falcons don't have a first-round draft pick this year. Don't matter. Because if you can tell me I can get Jalen Walker and James Pierce Jr. a year early, I want it. And I do it again. And if I remember correctly, aren't didn't that trade help us get either Xavier Watts or Billy Bowman?
We did another trade for Billy Bowman, but yeah, we set it up, yeah.
So
no, Xavier Watts. We got Billy Bowman. Billy Bowman we got right.
That people forget context. They just everybody says, oh, well, you don't have a first round pick. Don't care. Those guys, that pass rush is our future.
Second in sacks in the league, bro.
And that's just not something that you associate with the Atlanta Falcons ever. Oh, y'all did what? As a team, y'all had a pass rush and y'all like tackled the quarterback. When y'all start doing that? So,
and we had a lot of pressures too. I think we had like 20 pressures. We had 5 sacks and 20 pressures. Tyler Show was back there. They showed the slow motion when he got sacked, and somebody used the back of your head to stand up. They did that.
That is one of the most demoralizing things that a human can do. It's like when you're face down and they kind of get up first and they push the back of your helmet where it goes. This is probably not as bad because it's like that turfy grass, but back in the day, it used to be in like real dirt. And you got the dirt clawed in your face, when they stepping on your face. You're like, oh Lord, and they're kicking our ass. But yes, when it comes to sacks, I want to say that we're third, and the team in front of us is Cleveland. And Cleveland had 10 sacks this week.
And 77 of them came from Myles Garrett.
Right. So
they got the human cheat code. I'm not hating because Myles Garrett is amazing.
Right.
But for us,
Denver has 49 sacks. Cleveland went into the weekend with 32 sacks, ended the weekend with 42 sacks, and then we got 39. But y'all know that real Falcons fans know what that means. That is, I don't have a gripe with that. I don't have an answer for that. We have 39 sacks. We almost have 49ers have 12 sacks. Bengals have 15. Panthers have 16. The Ravens have 18 sacks. Man, it's the Eagles 22 sacks. We have damn near double.
Yeah. And guess what? We may have a kicker. Zane Gonzalez hit a 56-yard, 54-yard
I ain't
field
get my
goal.
hopes up. I've been
Hey
hurt too
man,
many
he
times.
looks like a kicker, and this is why I say we may have a kicker. He's got OCD. He has to have everything the same at all times. He keeps messing with his hair till it's right.
I know
Kind of
exactly
like
what
Omar
guys.
Garcia Parra.
I will say, as I've seen him do this before, the first time I saw it, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. I was like, bro, it's tripping. You know, it's the same way that I saw Embiid's Bell's palsy, and I'm like, am I the only person seeing this? I know I can't. I got eyes. Y'all not looking. Nobody gonna say nothing. And then the next week on Twitter, they're like, oh, well, he has obsessive compulsive disorder. So, but shout out to people beating their disability. Hey, and if you want to come here and be an obsessive kicker, I'm cool with it.
56 yards, and I mean he could have hit it from 62. Now I'm gonna end this segment before we move on. I have a few. I'm going
Hope Dealer. There he is. Hope Dealer. Hope, go ahead, man.
Is it possible with the Falcons schedule? So the Falcons play the Bucks again. We don't play the Panthers anymore. Our two toughest games, of course, are going to be the Rams and the Seahawks. Then we play like the Jets, the Cardinals, and I can't remember who else we played. The Saints again.
Wait, hold on. Let me help you out. So this week we play the Jets.
0-11.
Yes. Then we play the Seahawks. Play the Buccaneers on December 11th. Play the Cardinals, Rams, and Saints.
We could do so. The reason I said all of that, it's possible that Kirk Cousins comes in and saves everybody's job. Because if you win the games you're supposed to win and steal one from Seattle or the Rams, which I don't know if that's going to happen against the Rams, but steal one against Seattle or the Rams, all of a sudden you are in the thick of things for the division. Now it's either win the division or go home. You've lost literally every other tiebreaker there is to possibly lose to get a wild card.
It's over, brother. It's over.
But Kirk Cousins could save everybody's job. And also, well, I have another point, but that was the first one. You think Kirk Cousins can do it? I think Kirk is going to end up auditioning for being the starting quarterback for next year.
And he'll probably be back, to be completely honest. But they play the Buccaneers are going to play the Cardinals. They're going to beat the Cardinals. They're going to play the Saints. They're going to beat the Saints. They will play us again. Maybe we can steal it. Then they play the Panthers 2 times and the Dolphins once. They're probably going to win those last 3 games. I don't think that there's a realistic road.
Last 3 games makes them 9. So here's what I say. Baker Mayfield's hurt, but we'll get there.
Yes. Let's go ahead and update him now. Sprained AC joint in his left shoulder. There's no fracture, no structural damage. One source says Buccaneers are not ruling out him playing this Sunday, which I think is probably relatively short-sighted. You could probably let Teddy Bridgewater go out there against Jacoby Brissett. I'm not doing that.
That Cardinals defense ain't bad. It ain't good, but it ain't bad. You're gonna have to score some points. But so even with Kirk, my second point is the Falcons kind of lucked up a little bit. And follow me when I say this, because I know y'all
follow me.
Y'all gonna be like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. Listen, if Penix really can't line up under the center, then he's gonna need a year to figure out how to do that. What if you keep Zach Robinson, or if you bring in a Shanahan disciple or a McVay disciple? That's where that's where everybody come from. Shanahan and McVay tree or philosophy. You're gonna have to be able to run play action pass from under the center. So with Kirk Cousins, Penix essentially is going to be out for at least 9 months, 9 to 10 months. That's out till September, October, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, August, September, in that area. You may luck up, and if Kirk plays well enough to start, you may luck up and get Kirk to start next year and have Penix on the bench, and you will have gone around the world to do exactly what you thought you were going to do when you did this entire thing
I've
of
been around.
of signing Kirk and then drafting Michael Penix, right? Your goal was to play Kirk, and then his last season, let him go somewhere or cut him because he doesn't have as much guaranteed money, and then bring along Michael Penix, who then understands the offense and knows how to play. You now have an opportunity to salvage that plan. Unfortunately, at the hurting of Michael Penix, but I still have seen him be pretty good. And if what they say is true about the right tackle, you have a chance to then go buy or draft for 2 or 3 tackles. So, I mean, at this point, it is possible for this to work out. Will we make the playoffs? I don't think so. But I think Kirk is going to play just well enough that everybody gets another year.
I'm not doing
I know
this.
Falcons fans going to be pissed.
No, I'm not putting myself through the misery of doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Fire Zach, fire Raheem. I don't care if you even fire, trade Kirk. We need to go in a different direction. If we do this again, I don't know what else to expect other than the same thing. And the fact that we would not get out of the pistol, we could not, even if the whole situation I gave y'all, if we can't solve that problem in an entire football season, this is not the group of people I want running my team. Fair. You can't solve one problem.
What's crazy is with the Falcons, so we can move on to the NFC South.
He is whole dealer.
With the Falcons, what crazy thing is everybody else lost. And the Falcons won. When that happens in the division, that's especially now with the Bucks getting into their more difficult part of the season. I think they had a tough beginning of the season, and they had kind of like cupcake, and then they have not cupcake. They didn't a reprieve in the schedule, and then it's going to finish off tough. I think the Bucks losing, so now they're 6-5. Carolina lost, so they're 6-6.
Reggie.
And Carolina's schedule ain't easy.
This ain't ours. We are not going to look. We're not going to look in a couple months and say, "Shh, man,
it happened last year." We started out again last year. We had like a 4-game lead in the division, 5-game lead in the division, and then Kirk got hurt, and everybody else got hurt. Not everybody else, but a lot of people got hurt, and when the Bucks just slow walked us down to the playoffs and won the division. And this essentially, we are at 180 degrees. The Bucks started off hot. Falcons tried to cake pace. They then fell off, and now they have an opportunity to kind of go forward. And this offense does look 1,000 times better, and the defense looks good. I don't know if we can get it, but it is intriguing to say the least.
Not to me. We have identified that this does not work. Us continuing to try to make it work is a poor investment in our time and assets. I also don't think that there's a real way for us to win the NFC South, considering what we did not do in the first half of the season. So I'm not concerning myself with anything. I feel kind of like you do, like what you did earlier in the season, where it's like I wash my hands of this. I'm just going to watch and see how it plays out. That's where I am. I'm not fooling myself. I don't have a reason to. I have good sense that my parents imparted me with, and that says that you can't trust the Falcons as far as you can throw them. That being said,
you could always sign Brandon Ayuk. He was just released by the 49ers, who just won the game.
When was he released?
They voided his contract. They voided his contract. So as a result of voiding his contract, he can now be released and free to sign with any team. If I'm looking at needing a receiver, I would probably kick the tires on him just to see where he is. But that is noted that they voided his whole contract. They gave him $100 million and said, "Nah."
If And the 49ers don't have any legit, like, he's also the best wide receiver they have. He's better than Slick Rick. He's better than Juwan Jennings. He's the only guy there who, I'm not going to say better, but definitely more established. And for them to send you home, that
Ray
is
Ray
that.
McLeod you.
Yeah.
As we need a third receiver.
Right.
So I wouldn't mind kicking the tires on him, but I know
Man,
we not doing no scandals. We've had one scandal and we not doing no more.
I'd rather kick the coach than kick the damn tires. In the time that we've been potting, the Panthers lost to the San Francisco 49ers 20-9. The Panthers looked back like themselves, and Brock Purdy came in and managed to throw 3 interceptions and still win a football game.
Yeah, he looks
like a poor
Yeah,
investment.
I mean, you have Salah has that defense playing outrageous. They're so good with what they have and what they're missing, and they're still so good defensively. He's probably going to be a head coach next year somewhere.
Brock Purdy, 23 of 32, 139 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions, did not get sacked.
He threw them 3 interceptions in a row, too. It was like back to back.
Bryce Young, 18 and 29, 169 yards, 1 touchdown. He gave him 2 interceptions and was sacked once.
Threw one in the end zone from the 1 yard line. That's
this
coaching.
is a slog.
Yeah,
Rico Dowdell, 6 carries, 38 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 24 carries for 89 yards.
Spammed him.
That is child, like that is human abuse. What do they know he's white?
Yeah, they just didn't know he was white and fast.
They treat him like a black man. Yeah, get on out there, you be fine.
So now the Rams beat the Bucks, and now as a result of the next game, which is the top story, the Cowboys stunned the Eagles with the largest comeback in franchise history, tying the largest comeback in franchise history. They went 24-21. The Eagles scored 21 straight points to start the game off and then didn't score for 8 straight possessions. And now the Rams, as a result, are the number 1 team. George Pickens looks like one of the top 5 receivers in the league.
Shout out to the Steelers. Identifying that the guy is good and then giving him away
for a less talented, more expensive, older person.
And then, I mean, there's a lot here. First point of order, and I know y'all don't want to hear from me, but I also just do not care. I told y'all that the Cowboys going to win this game. I don't know if me and you bet that on Saturday, but I do remember your exclamation of, you picked the Cowboys versus the Eagles? And I was like, yes. Then the Eagles went up 21-0, and I'm like, boy, y'all going to make me look crazy. And then as soon as they went up 21-0, they didn't do anything ever again and made me look like a genius. So shout out to the Eagles for playing themselves. The Cowboys are in full cowboy mode because I don't think they have a way to the playoffs. And now they have this massive situation of how do you pay George Pickens what he's worth?
Franchise. They already said they're going to franchise tag him at $28 million. That's what that's going to be.
Do you think that you should franchise the crazy person? You think
that was my next point. He's playing for a contract. At what point, once he gets the money, do you trust him? Because he's gonna get the money,
right?
He's gonna get the money,
right?
Well, one, I don't think that they can come back in this division. Philly's 8-2, 8-3, and they're 5-5-1. If they had won against the Packers, boy, talk about disappointing. If they had won against the Packers, they would have been
6-5 would be a lot closer.
Well,
and the Phillies, and you called them the Philadelphia Phillies. They're the Eagles.
They play the Bears, the Chargers,
no Joe,
Commanders twice, and then the Bills in the Raiders.
They're gonna run away with it, and especially after this loss. Oh, they probably this might have been an old school day of practice. Like, hey, Y'all not getting
Oklahoma.
along. Figure that out. And we had a 21-point lead and lost the game. Embarrassed. We've embarrassed ourselves. And that's the thing. The Philadelphia Eagles have embarrassed themselves as an organization for the last like 4 or 5 weeks. Even in the games that you win, you have so much.
Embarrassed themselves last year. They just happened to win the Super Bowl.
Well, what I'm saying is you've embarrassed yourself. You got everybody talking in the media. Everybody got, not happy. And then it was okay when y'all were like, you can be mad with somebody as long as we win it. Then you play your biggest rival, you get a 21-point lead and trick it off. There's no talking from anybody in practice. Hey, shut up. We have to win. Y'all have to put everything personal aside. We have to get back to the thing that is the main thing. And the main thing is W's.
They got to figure out how to get Saquon Barkley back on track.
They got to figure the offensive coordinator. Everybody's looking at you, bro. Your conflict management, your target man, you are tricking off a really good team. Most teams don't have a roster like this, bro. You look crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of
the other top story. So this is a shady picture for me.
This is their picture.
I know. The Browns beat the Raiders, which is not surprising because the Raiders suck. And when I say the Raiders suck, the Raiders are awful. Their offensive line is terrible. Ashton Genty, free you. But
no, Freedom Carroll boys. That's what they need to free.
But Shador Brown gets his first start, and he does something for the first time in 26 years that happened in Cleveland. It hasn't happened in 26 years. A Cleveland Brown quarterback started their first game and won their first start, and it was Shador Sanders. Shador had an up and well, did you see the game? Did you see the highlights?
Yes, I watched this one. I had to.
He had an up and down game. But I tell you, he looked better than Dylan Gabriel. For sure.
Now, this is where I offer pushback. And I'm just going to give y'all the numbers. I'm going to give you a reasonable opinion, and you can take it or not take it. Shador Sanders, 11 of 20, 209 yards. He's averaging 10.5 yards per completion. 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 sack against the Los Angeles Raiders. Excuse me, the Oakland Raiders. Las Vegas Raiders, Jesus. They one of them cities, in all of them cities. If you drafted a guy in the 3rd round in Dylan Gabriel, and if you don't think that he could give the Las Vegas Raiders 11 completions for 209 yards and 1 touchdown and 1 interception, then I question your scouting department.
The Browns? You don't?
No. Wait, hold on. I'm getting there. So if Dylan Gabriel can't do this, then there are bigger problems. I personally think that Dylan Gabriel could do the same thing. Will it probably look the same? No. Dylan likes to throw a little bit short of a ball. That's fine. But I think that this is.
You're hiding behind numbers then.
Huh?
You're hiding behind numbers because you watched the game. They threw the ball down the field like 60. Jerry Jeudy had to stop, skip, and jump. That messed up a play. He stumbled at the 1 yard line. Like, I feel like the Browns offense, yes, they played the Raiders. And yes, the Raiders are awful. Just like I said with the Falcons, hey, we're not going to get too hyped. I do think that they look better under Shador. But I also do think that I don't know their schedule, but I just hope that with all this hype that the bottom has a chance to fall out of this.
But I mean,
the team looks like they're really behind Shador for sure.
This is what I will say about this situation is he's going to, and I really hate it for him. At the end of the day, I want Shedeur to have a fair opportunity to present himself to the world as an NFL quarterback and get a fair shake. I don't want him to get any preferential treatment, but I also don't want him to be put in a situation where he has no chance to be successful. And like I said last week, this is a good game to start because you're going to play against a team that I think across the board. What I mean, I hope not, Lord. That's the other part. I don't want him to continuously perpetually be going into these slumlord situations where success is not an attainable thing, because that doesn't do anything for him either. So you're going to play the 49ers next, which is probably going to be not a great game for you. Right. Then you get to play against the Tennessee Titans. That's a really good game for you. You get to play against a guy who people will consider you're comparable, even though y'all are not. He's going to get sacked 100 million times. You got to hope, that's another Myles Garrett 5-sack game.
But you gotta talk about Stefanski. Like Stefanski's, this is me. My point of view. He clearly does not want Shedeur to play at all. He has no intention of wanting Shedeur to play. I'm not saying he has a personal vendetta, but professionally, he is not trying to have any type of Shedeur nothing. Even to the point of when Shedeur did get the first win, most of the time you make a big deal of a quarterback, especially a rookie quarterback, getting their first win. And from all the clips that I saw, because again, we weren't in the locker room, but all the clips we've seen, he gave like superlatives and game balls to everybody else, and then was like, "Oh, shout out to Shedeur for his first win," and then kept it moving. And I don't know if it was edited that way because it did cut out right after the video, but everybody that sees the step video doesn't come up with the same conclusion unless that conclusion is likely. And to me, Stefanski, for whatever reason, the whole thing of him starting and not getting reps and him refusing to announce a starter next week, I'm not going to really fall into that trap anymore, that media trap anymore. But it is clear to me that he does not want Shedeur to play, even at the detriment of an already bad team.
Well, I think that he understands, I think that it's a multi-level kind of situation, because I think he understands that ownership doesn't want Shedeur to be their guy. And I think that he's trying to keep his job. So if I know my supervisor doesn't want this person and clearly wants the other guy, and I'm trying to keep this job, and I haven't won a lot of football games, then I'm probably going to acquiesce to what leadership wants, because if I go against it, then they're going to fire me.
You'll get fired anyway.
Well,
and so your rebuttal to that is to play Dylan Gabriel?
Man, I think that's been his plan. Now, there is another part of this, and y'all may or may not like it. I also don't care. And at the end of the game, they interview Shedeur after the game, and his answer is, "I'm who they've been looking for."
Mm-hmm.
I think there are a couple things. Number one, bro, if you go 11 or 20 for 200 yards, you didn't play "I'm who they've been looking for" football. And I would say that to anybody. If Michael Penix goes 11-20, bro, do not win a game against the Raiders. Like, oh, that I'm who. No, you ain't. That's not what we're looking for. You got the job done. Congratulations. But the person who we're looking for is Myles Garrett and his 5 sacks. That's who we've been looking for. I think that he could have handled that situation better, and I think that that's another part of this situation that people are holding against him. You're a quarterback, bro. They're going to expect you to say we and us, not I and me. And in this time, after all the things that you kind of did going into the draft, I think this is an opportunity for him to say, hey, man, this is a massive team win. Our defense went crazy. We had 10 sacks. And we get back to it next week. That's what I would have liked to hear. Not I'm who they've been looking for.
Man, that's not my personality. So if I feel like you've been shitting on me since I walked in the door, then no. Especially, and then you ain't give me no game, but man.
Right, but the other part is you're in any other situation, you're right. Or if you're playing basketball, you're right. But football, you know what you expect out of the quarterback. Because you get all the
Cleveland,
credit.
you can't say that. You make this same thing about the quarterback all the time in Cleveland. They have not had a good quarterback ever since
correct.
Since before they left. Before they left, they haven't had a good quarterback. So you can't tell me that is not what I expect out of the quarterback. They've had 40 quarterbacks.
No, but what I'm saying at the quarterback position, and let's be real, Shedeur, you've gotten all the publicity all season. This is the one time where it's like, this don't need to be about me. This game wasn't really about me. Like, yeah, I helped, but the defense with the 10 sacks is what really carried us.
Yeah, the Raiders O-line is awful. The defense did have 10 sacks, but they also couldn't. They've had other games where they've had multiple sacks. They like the Falcons. They 5, 6, 7 sacks and lost the game because Dylan Gabriel was ass.
Okay, well, if you do that, that's great. I don't think no. Quarterback position, this is okay.
What did you expect him to do as a rookie making his first start? Because who fourth string? Because it seems to me that there's a lot of leeway
when you say what did I expect him to do. When you say what did I expect him to do you mean how I expected him to handle the interview, or what did I expect him to do during the game?
You already said what he would do in the interview. In the game, you said 11 for 20, 204 yards. You don't get a chance. You shouldn't be able to talk. You shouldn't be able to say nothing. You should be humble, etc. So if that's what you're saying, what did you expect for him to do in his first start?
I think that he played a very normal first game. Very normal first game. And that's what you say after the first game. What did Michael Penix say after his first game? All right, well, great. Moving on to the next one.
Yeah, Michael Penix wasn't fourth on the depth chart. Like again, it just seems like there's a set of sliding rules.
What did Dylan Gabriel say after he won? He didn't say, I'm who they've been looking for.
So, do you think that I don't think Dylan Gabriel should have started over Shedeur? I think that the treatment that Shedeur has had versus Dylan Gabriel versus all that, it's been I don't know the word. Biased is wrong because it's not biased, but unfair is too strong of a word. But it's like, bro, I feel like specifically the Browns we criticized the Jets owner for saying I don't think Justin Fields, saying all those things about Justin Fields. But
and Justin Fields won the next game. And what did he say? All right, when we play football, we won and we kept it moving.
I have no problem with Shedeur shitting on the people that shitted on him. I think that would be how I say that. And if the Browns decide to move on from him because of that, that's what everybody's saying he needs to do anyway. This is your audition to leave. This is not your audition to take the Browns. the Browns starting quarterback job? No. As everybody knows, they've invested an insane amount of money into Freaky D. So if they're gonna do all of that, then you know that they're gonna get rid of you next year. They don't want you, or they're gonna get rid of Kevin Stefanski and you. They're not gonna do all of that. So this is your opportunity to get out of Cleveland.
My only thing with this is we just came. Well, we didn't just come from the draft, but during the draft, the things that he said, people didn't like. You can like that or not like that, but it was a sticking point, which people clearly said when he came in and said, "Get you or me." They didn't like that. For you to now,
who didn't like it?
The teams that continuously passed over him.
They needed a quarterback like the Giants.
No, the Giants found their quarterback.
No, they needed a quarterback, right?
Correct.
And they passed over him, right? They didn't want him. Right. So, and the Giants are where?
The Giant.
Who needed the Jets, right? So my point is, if that's gonna keep you from cool, y'all can suck too. Y'all can be over there and y'all can be trash too. Jackson Dart got 4 concussions in 6 weeks. Cool. Brian Daboll was out of a job. Cool. Yeah. You can do all of those things. If y'all gonna try to lean on that, you can't. Nobody can explain the Dylan Gabriel pick. Nobody can explain that. Not at all. Tyler Scholes.
I 100% can explain the Dylan Gabriel pick.
No, I think that nobody had Dylan Gabriel more than a 5th round pick at the highest, and then to take him in the 3rd is
yes, because so do you think that there is a media circus that comes with Shedeur?
Yeah.
Do you think the football coaches want a media circus?
I think they could tolerate it if they win.
I asked you a very simple question.
Yes, I think they could tolerate it if they win.
You think that football coaches want a media circus?
Do they want it? No. Do they tolerate it? Yes. Okay.
Do you think you want a media circus for a guy that is not your long-term plan? Just a fair question. You just said they're signed up with Deshaun Watson for the foreseeable future. Good, bad, or indifferent. Yes. Yeah. So why would I invite in my right mind at a job that I'm barely holding on to a media circus when this guy there's no mathematical way for him to be our future? All this does is bring
what are you talking about? You can say the same thing minus the media circus with Dylan Gabriel. Why would I pass over a person who I think is better to get Dylan Gabriel? And I'm holding on my job by a thread. And Dylan Gabriel is clearly not good. So all of the things that you saying about Shedeur not being, you can say the same thing about Dylan Gabriel.
If I think that Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders are about the same, or I'll even acquiesce this. If I think that Shedeur Sanders is, I want to be fair here. I don't think that anybody believes that Shedeur Sanders is way better than Dylan Gabriel.
I don't think Dylan. If Shedeur Sanders, I think he's 2 to 3 rounds better than Dylan Gabriel.
Okay, so do you so how much better, and I don't know if we can even quantify this, how much better do you think that Dylan Gabriel is than Shedeur?
I don't.
Excuse me. How much better do you think that, how many games do you think? I guess that's the closest way I can quantify it. You take if you and this is once again just hypothetical. If you were to say you start the season with Shedeur, you start the season with Dylan Gabriel, let them play all the games, what record do you think you get with Shedeur?
He probably gets you. Probably get you a couple more wins. I will have to say I have to go back and watch all the Cleveland games in depth. But from what I've seen, Dylan Gabriel has deficiencies that Shedeur does not have.
Fair enough. That's okay. So what I'm saying is, high side, how many games do you think that you win with Shedeur?
6.
And you think that Dylan Gabriel, he won how many games?
2.
So you would assume he probably win 5 at least, right?
No. What I've seen,
If
bro,
Dylan
Dylan
Gabriel
Gabriel was
got,
ass, bro.
he won
The
2.
only way I could quantify it that I told you before was that Dylan Gabriel to me had a 6th or 7th round grade.
Okay.
Shador had a
in the
3rd round grade. Even though he tried to talk, more than likely you saw him go to 3rd round. I think that's pretty accurate.
Okay. Dylan Gabriel for the season, 937 yards, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. That's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games.
So you like to try to hide behind stats a lot.
No.
And then provide context on other things.
Go
ahead.
What I'm saying is, if you look at the evaluation of both of these players, even if you're high on Shador, they got to be pretty close.
Why? Dylan Gabriel doesn't. What's his yards per throw? His yards per completion has to be like 2. Has to be like 7. Has to be like 5. 5. I think he averaged 5 for like 2 games. Dylan Gabriel can't throw the ball down the field. He can't see. That's why Stefanski only throws screens. He even overthrows screens. Like, that's what I'm saying when you hide behind stats. Like, if you watch Dylan Gabriel play and watch how Shador played, just from what we've seen, it's like Zach Robinson and how he was calling the offense for Penix versus Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins, he's throwing the ball down the field for whatever reason. Penix, he didn't. For whatever reason, they don't throw the ball down the field with Dylan Gabriel. That has been the knock all year.
Okay. So, I mean, this is the good thing, is they made Shador the starting quarterback. I think that unless barring injury, we'll get to see him play for the rest of the season. So he'll end up with probably about – No. He's named the starting quarterback, and Dylan Gabriel's out of concussion. Yes. But what I'm saying is, he is the starting quarterback, and Dylan Gabriel is no longer in concussion protocol. The reason that Shador is starting is because he's chosen him to start as the quarterback.
Mm-hmm. So he's not in. I didn't know it wasn't in concussion protocol.
Completely out. That's the reason everything came up today of him being named the starter. I would assume that they named him the starter to continue starting. I don't think that they're going to start different quarterbacks every game. I don't know what the Cleveland Browns are going to do because they don't make good decisions. But I also know that if the Browns are deciding, hey, we should start this guy, and they have a history of making really bad decisions, I think that this might be another one. But we're going to get to see it. But it should be interesting to watch.
It'll be fun for sure.
I don't think it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun. It's fun just because I saw the team and how they reacted to even the fact that just to one pass. Now they will still have to lean on the defense. I mean, 10 sacks is 10 sacks. 10 sacks is crazy. 10 sacks is crazy. Myles Garrett is about to break the sack record with like 5 games to go.
Matt, he's out sacking teams.
Yeah. He's at 7 in 2 games.
He also gonna have some accountability too, because you're now, I keep calling him Mike Trout. You have all these wonderful seasons and you're not competing for anything. You're just doing this.
Accountability. The accountability. He's Melo. That's what Melo did. Melo should have went to Chicago with Derrick Rose. You decided to take the money and stay in a failing ship of New York Knicks. Cleveland, he should have gone literally anywhere else. Any contender would have traded the world for him.
I agree.
And he didn't, and now you stay. It is what it is. Get your sack record. You're going to get that. You're going to Joe Thomas this way out. You're going to start every game. You're going to get your sack record, and you're going to end up going to the Hall of Fame for playing for a terrible franchise. That's why Joe Thomas is in the NFL Hall of Fame, to let y'all know. The Cleveland Browns were so bad that they were like, damn, he actually stayed there the whole season. Hall of Fame, that man. And he was good.
Joe Thomas was elite, and he
don't
never
let me shade that he's not elite.
Yeah,
but
they are basically the Lions. They're the same thing that happened with Barry Sanders, same thing happened with Calvin Johnson, where it's like just wasted all your time. But I don't I don't
About
think
to
that
get
this
another one
Browns
too?
thing is going to be fun, and I think it's going to be miserable for everybody. That's the reason I would just rather, hey, Shador, get away from this place.
And this is,
Every
to me, that's why this is his way to get away. He would,
I
if he didn't play, what would you, why, with everything you just said about media circus and all of these things, if he didn't play, what other option would he have? Who would take a flyer on Shador as a backup quarterback with all this media
oh
circus with no tape?
he would have gotten another chance. Hey, come in here and compete. You probably still be a backup, but I think that
But you
I
just said that. You just said your point was that Shador does not
I
he comes
don't
with the media
have the
circus.
same
But I'm saying
valuation
if it
on
comes with the media
Shador.
circus,
I
how is he going to be able to get to another team and get out of Cleveland with no tape?
Okay, so let me clarify some things. I don't think that Shador Sanders is a legitimate starting quarterback on a team that's trying to do anything. I think that he probably is just a solid backup. And him going to a team and trying to play is not going to be great. So I think that, yeah, best thing he could have done is been a backup for another season.
For Cleveland.
But escape Cleveland, then go somewhere else and really
How?
learn, because they're going to let you try out, and he's a good enough quarterback to be a backup. It's not like this guy doesn't belong on a roster. I just don't think that he's a starter on a good team.
Okay. You don't believe he's a starter. That's fine. I won't argue that. I don't really know if he is. But I will say, with everything that happened in the draft, all the teams passed on him. All them teams needed backup quarterbacks. All them teams needed quarterbacks. He then goes to the Browns and can't beat out Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco, right?
Sure.
You assume, right?
Correct.
So if I'm a team and I know that Shador comes with a circus and he has no tape and he can't beat out Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco, according to Kevin Stefanski and the Browns, why would I give him an opportunity?
Oh, you call him and work him out. Same thing that happened with Trey Lance. You don't have no good tape of Trey Lance.
Trey Lance didn't come with the media circus that you said.
Yes, he came with being traded for 3 picks and then them moving on from him.
That's not a media circus.
That's okay. Agree to disagree. I think that Trey Lance surely comes with his own set of baggage, and I think that if they gave Trey Lance a shot, I think that most teams would at least say, "Hey, man, let's work him out." He's not that. I think he's that good. He's workout good. I don't think he's like, oh, no one call him good.
I mean, no one called him.
Well, I think that's also how he handled things and his consistency in not handling things in a certain manner and be like, I probably don't want to deal with it.
So if that
also
happens,
let's address people not handling things right, since we're talking about the Browns and the Raiders. As you can see there, the Raiders were creamed by the Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
Sure. Fair. With that being said, after the game, they asked Pete Carroll about how he felt and how, he was addressing his team and how they were going to get up to continue the season after this demoralizing loss to the Cleveland Browns. And Pete Carroll, out of his bird brain mind, said something good's about to happen. I don't know the last time I looked at somebody and said, oh, you are not lucid. You're not here. Oh, you're not. I don't know where you are and what you're believing, but you're delusional. Pete Carroll, there is nothing good happening in Las Vegas other than them getting you and your family the hell out of there, bro. Your family is the reason that this team sucks.
Yeah. And you hired Chip Kelly.
I am not blaming Chip Kelly for this. I'm blaming Pete Carroll. I actually think that Chip Kelly got a raw deal. You got this terrible coach and your son as the offensive line coach and the running game coordinator, and we get tackled in the backfield 70% of the time. How am I supposed to call as offensive coordinator? What am I supposed to do with that when they're going to tackle him in the backfield every time? You're not coaching the offensive line. You're not coaching the running backs to be successful. And we believe that Ashton Jeanty is a good football player. You're just not you're not even getting close to getting it done. And these are your family members. If I'm Chip Kelly, I'm happy to get the hell out of the Raiders. Hey, bro, it's people that need offenses.
They about to fire. They're going to fire. They're going to move on from Pete. I think Mark Davis has already been kind of, once you start seeing stuff leak, like sources say that the Raiders may move on from Pete Carroll, that the sources are from the Raiders. So that means they're already getting ahead of the story and telling you, hey, Pete Carroll can get the hell on.
Yeah, like, you and your family, because y'all suck. We lost to the Browns. Now we got to explain how we lost to Shador. Because you know that Vegas radio eating them up. You lost to who? And what? Dead on arrival.
With Brock Bowers and Ashton Jeanty.
Right.
They need a lot. And they should have traded Max Crosby. They're another team that should have traded their star defensive end because he's not on their timeline. But it is what it is. The Raiders are a shit show. NFC North real quick. The Bears. Few things here. The Bears are leading the division.
Ha ha ha. Funny story.
No Aaron Rodgers in this game because he has a broken wrist.
That's a joke.
Awful timing for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And at this point, do people have to come in? At this point, do you have to come and say that we were wrong about Caleb Williams? Were we wrong about Caleb Williams? And when I say we, I mean people, not me and you. Were people wrong about Caleb Williams? Were people wrong about the Bears front office? They caught a lot of flack for last year. And now that whole team looks like they are gelling at the right time with Caleb Williams, who seems to have figured it out. And that defense, even though they allowed 24 points, got sacks in a timely manner, they look pretty good in what we believe is a strong division. We believe the NFC North is for real.
8-3 with what we went into the season believed to be 4 legitimate teams. The Vikings, I think, are a legitimate team with a quarterback crisis. I think that the team is good. I think that their quarterback is holding them back. I think that the Lions at 7-4 are clearly a good team. No, I'm here. I think that the Packers at 7-3 are surely a good team. And everything that we once said about CJ Stroud may be at least reasonably true for Caleb Williams. Now, I also think that this is a more interesting situation because on one hand, you had the guy who was able to kind of start hot and cool off. Caleb Williams has shown a level of resilience and been able to continue to play through it. And in that time, he's found a way to be successful playing very, very difficult football teams. And I give him credit. It's a very good win against the Steelers, 31-28. They got the job done. I do think that people owe them an apology, but I will wait, and I'm interested to hear it. Next up, the Lions rolled the Giants. And not roll the Giants. They played them to the end. Detroit wins 34-27. They seem like, even though they won this game, it seemed like they've lost something that they had, and I believe that it's probably just their coaching. The belief that they had, everything they had going on. At one point, it seems like they're still winning games because they're a good roster, but their coaching is what really pushed them to be one of those elite teams. And having to rebuild the staff is probably a problem right now for Dan Campbell. Hopefully they get it figured out. That is a dogfight, though. The Bears at 8-3, Packers at 7-3, Lions at 7-4. That's what football is about. And we can go right on here to the Packers. The Packers beat the Vikings 23-8. I think that the Vikings are in a world of trouble. I think that the Vikings have been in a world of trouble for a very long time now. If y'all remember, I started the season saying that I didn't trust JJ McCarthy. I really believed that they should have kept Sam Darnold and at least extended him and then trying to work out a contract long term, because I think it would have been the best for them. And they didn't. They let Sam Darnold go to Seattle, who's been playing fantastic and continue to win and be a problem in the NFC West. And JJ McCarthy looks unplayable. Justin Jefferson is averaging the fewest yards per game that he's ever averaged. And he doesn't look happy playing football. This is a problem. You have a guy who at this point is, I would consider at the I'm not going to say at the apex of his career, but he's getting there. And in this time, he is not getting a quarterback to play effective with him. Keeps him out of his rhythm. He's keeping him out of his numbers, which keeps him away from his money. Keeping receivers away from their numbers and money is the quickest way to piss him off. He looks pissed off. He's trying to manage his emotions to the best of his abilities, because if he can, then that will do him a solid. If he can, he won't be considered a diva. He won't be considered a team cancer. He will get it figured out.
And they did. They let him.
But with that being said, I don't know what to do with Justin Jefferson and Minnesota and JJ McCarthy. Now that Reggie is back, you can tell me what you would do if you were the GM and head coach of the Minnesota Vikings.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know what happened. The whole internet went down on the streak, apparently. Damn, I must have missed the Lions, Giants. Giants are good. Jahmyr Gibbs is that guy. Shout out to Jameis. GOAT. I would have Jameis on my team forever.
Jameis is the answer to a lot of these teams. Jameis was the right answer in Cleveland, and they let him go.
Yep.
If you play Jameis for a year, he's going to throw you enough touchdowns for Jerry Jeudy to look like a world beater. Everybody's happy. He's going to throw a ton of interceptions. You can still blame it on Jameis, and everybody's happy. And he'll take the blame.
Too. Speaking of Minnesota, he looked good in Minnesota too. JJ McCarthy
was just never good at throwing the ball. We knew this.
Are you frozen again? Okay,
no,
okay.
I'm just
Am
listening.
I frozen? Okay,
no.
Okay. JJ McCarthy, they try to build players up like him. We told y'all in college, Michigan came from a double tight end, run the ball, Jim Harbaugh pro style offense. Jim Harbaugh played pro style offense in the 90s. To then bring him here because y'all said he had a strong arm, and I was like, bruh. We've seen JJ McCarthy now for 3 years. We've seen him not be great. But y'all told us that he was great. You had Kirk Cousins, who got everybody paid. When it comes to wide receivers, what's the one thing you got to do? Get them paid. Kirk Cousins got Jordan Jefferson paid. He had Jordan Addison looking good. Hell, he had TJ. Is it TJ Hawkinson who got traded?
Yep.
Yeah, Hawkinson get a job. He had them playing well, and then you went to Sam Darnold, who had them playing even better.
Let him go,
or just as good, and you still went with JJ McCarthy.
If
and at
you
that
don't
point,
want me, then don't talk to me.
JJ McCarthy hasn't shown anything. I think he threw one touchdown, and then he got hurt. And then y'all was like, "Oh, that's what we need to see." At least Michael Penix showed flashes, but I mean, like JJ McCarthy, y'all gonna have to do something Because
I
you can.
don't care
It's you or
about
me.
Jay.
It's
I
JJ or
don't
JJ's.
care.
Which one you gonna pick?
I don't care about Mr. Trubisky. We knew he sucked on day one. Y'all are the people who said, "Oh, we smarter than everybody else." Now, see, this is a place where I think, hey, Shador, get over here. Stick around. You can do enough with these two guys. You'll be all right. Way better situation than Cleveland. But if I'm Justin Jefferson, it's all cool with Shador, but I'm not looking for that guy either. I'm not looking for any guy that you can probably provide me outside of maybe a return of Kirk Cousins, who I still would not really be interested in. I'm in my prime. I want to be paired with a guy who is, he ain't gotta be in his prime, but he gotta be a real QB. You can't give me these scams and expect me to make that happen. I can't do it with a scam. And now JJ McCarthy is questionable. Carson Wentz, of course, already on IR. And then they have Max Brosmer. It's a man I've never heard of.
Yeah, number 12, right?
He has 42 yards for the season.
If I'm Justin Jefferson, I'm probably trying to go. You don't want to go to a rebuilding, but I mean, you're in a rebuilding mode. You're in rebuilding right now.
Denver. Send me to Denver. I would love to go to Denver.
Denver, Houston, the Colts,
Patriots.
Nope, can't go there. Even though they got all the picks.
Who?
I was gonna say Dallas, but you can't go to Dallas because they already got CD and what's his name?
They ain't got no money. I think that the Colts would be a good move. You got to probably do something. You're probably gonna lose some of the defense because you're gonna have to pay him. You already paying Taylor.
Yeah, he ain't paying nobody else on offense. Quentin Nelson.
Tight end Tyler Warren.
Yeah, rookie.
Yeah, you're right. You ain't paying him yet.
4 more years, but that's the bad thing about football. 4 + 1.
Yeah, I think that will be a good spot for him, but definitely I'm getting the hell out of there. They're not trading him to Green Bay. Now that is something.
But I'm saying that would be a good place for him to go.
But also they probably they're finna be Chicago. They got a thing with Romo Dunze right now. I think the DJ Moore, you get into the draft to kind of get some guys. I think that they're gonna try to space their money out and kind of grow it organically. Because Justin Jefferson is looking to play for a team that's trying to win a Super Bowl every season going forward. I think the Bears are having a good season. I don't think they're ready to be putting me in the Super Bowl conversation.
Well, then there's always the place where you could go. Oh, dang. Justin Jefferson makes that in 1 year. I don't know how you would do that. There's always a place you could go, and that's the LA Rams. They don't care about picks. They'll trade them all. And Devontae's on his way out. So
yeah, but they also got Puka, and Puka should get the money because
Puka would probably get 25 to 30.
No, I think that this is where you get into it. Is his production puts him high. Do I think that he deserves it? Would I pay the money? Probably not, because I'm a kingmaker. But his results come with money.
Even if his results come with money, I mean, yeah. There's places for Justin Jefferson to go.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and anybody with any level of common sense understands. Hey, I make this work. This here is a killer. There's no way to acquire a guy this good.
I mean,
you could draft Aldred. There's not one mistake.
You may not want to hear it. Carolina,
what?
Him and Tet would be insane.
He ain't doing that. He's not doing that. I'm not going over there with Bryce Young.
You got 44 million, so there ain't too many places you go. Denver, we said Denver. AFC is really the answer because nobody in the NFC gonna want to play you.
Tampa.
Why would I?
I mean, they got to. I mean, I can trade you Goodwin and something else. Maybe Cade Otton. I can give.
I can Justin Jefferson, Cade Otton, and Goodwin. Both of them are hurt. I want Emeka Ibuka. That's to even pick up the conversation. That's to even pick up the phone.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right. I could give you a Emeka Ibuka, and then as good as he is, you could. I mean, yeah, I think that
As White. I need draft picks. I need nobody else you got on offense. I could you know what? I need Emeka Ibuka and Tristan Wirfs. That'll have the conversation.
I don't know if you're gonna get Wirfs. Wirfs is a big haul. I mean,
the number one wide receiver.
I understand that, but I also understand that I know that you're in a place of need. Like, this guy isn't happy. I'm not giving you the deal to walk away from if I know he's not happy. I'm negotiating from a place of power. I throw you a low ball. I mean, Tampa's honestly pretty good. I throw you a low ball answer, take it or leave it. But I feel like,
and then I'll just swindle Cincinnati. Give me T. Higgins and all of your terrible draft picks, and you guys can be LSU 2.0.
Tennessee. I mean, not Tennessee, Lord.
Tennessee, but he ain't
Cincinnati. Nah, they Justin Jefferson only makes their problem larger. He's more expensive than T. Higgins.
Yeah. And there's not many places he can go with that contract.
Denver. I'm telling you, Denver is the answer. Give me Sean Payton. Give me Bo Nix.
Yeah, because Bo Nix is on the rookie contract.
Right.
Yeah. I'll give you all of the receivers.
Correct. Pick them. You don't even have to tell me. Just pick them, and I'll send them over.
You got to give them defense, though, but they're gonna lose their defense corner. But yeah, go ahead.
The Chiefs come back after being down, I think 10 to the Colts and winning in overtime. The Chiefs are literally playing for their lives at this point every week. And they got it done, but they're like a 55% chance of making the playoffs right now. It's wild how far the Chiefs has fallen. I think that Mahomes got to be better. I have to say that. We've given him a ton of credit because he's played really well for a really long time. But, bro, you got to be good again, too. That's a part of this. I don't know if he's hurt or whatever it is. I'm probably shooting him some bail.
He's missing a lot of all them deep passes that he was making because them dudes be open on the deep passes. Now, he can only throw the ball to Rashee Rice and Travis Kelce over the middle. Nobody else can catch the ball over the middle that he trusts. And then they send everybody else on verticals. They need to get now. They did just sign Dameon Pierce, who I think is going to revitalize that run game.
And that's another part of them is ever since Jerick has been gone, his team ain't been the same. He really unlocked a lot of doors for them that made them multifaceted. And after that, Pacheco ain't really been the same. Clyde had whatever he had going on. He ain't been the same. And that's really limited their ability to do things. I think they should be highly interested in trying to find a guy who can do what Jerick was doing and try to bring that ability back. It's amazing how something so simple and kind of like, because Jerick was a big part of their team, but not the biggest part. But the abilities and things that he unlocked really were special, and his ability to block.
The answer is Algier. That's who you go after. You offer Algier $2 million more than anybody else offers, and
I think they need a guy
pass block. He can run in between the tackles, and he can catch the ball out the backfield. Maybe the sliders are different between him and Jerick. Jerick is better at catching the ball out the backfield, but Algier is better at running in between the tackles, right? I think their pass blocking is probably around the same. So
I agree with that because Algier, they both physical. I just would like a guy who's a little bit more traditional of like a receiving back. I think that makes it. I think that helps their spacing out a lot more. But I don't know who that guy is right now, who's available.
If the you pair Algier with Achin, if they blow up Miami,
He would be good if you could get him. And
and that's
if he's a
speed.
Dolphins guy, then he's a Chiefs guy. That's one thing I do. Their guys are the same guys.
Speed.
Yeah.
Speed. And there's probably a couple more. I just can't think of them.
You got to really look. But I'm interested to see what the Chiefs are gonna do. Hey, coach, y'all better hold it in the road, bro. Y'all got a head start. Don't trick this off, man. I want to see y'all do
Danny
it.
Dimes looking like Danny Dimes.
Right. Do not turn into a pumpkin, bro.
Like
Jaguars over the Cardinals.
Three INTs.
That guy sucks, and he always has sucked since he left Clemson. You played against Jacoby Brissett, he threw 31 completions or something. Like,
how do you have 31 completions for 400 some yards and 1 touchdown?
And he had 40 completions last week. Same thing. I don't know what they be doing, but he looked. I don't give a. Oh Lord, he looks better than Kyler Murray.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
And that's a big problem from a guy who was once. I mean.
Yeah, these guys talking stupid online, bro.
317 yards, 1 touchdown, 452 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, this is the type of guy you look at. Yo, it's unbelievable that Jacoby Brissett has 1,887 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions.
That's par for the course for him. When I get to play, I play just well. He's Geno Smith if Geno Smith was cool with being a backup. Jacoby Brissett could go start for most of these teams. He can start for the Saints right now.
That is my thing. That's where I get frustrated between him and Jameis. Ain't no way the guys who y'all are rolling out there are better for your organization. This is a guy who's better than Dylan Gabriel and Shador. He just is. But they roll out these guys, and then on top of that, you waste 2 draft picks that you can't play next year. Stupid. Pats over the Bengals. The Bengals stink. It's over for them. Burn it down. Everybody hates everybody. They spent too much money. Ain't no defense. Shamar Stewart been weak. Everything weak.
Man. Look, and Joe B coming back for Thanksgiving. Why? Your boy Jamar Chase lied like we couldn't see him. Like he was like this was a newspaper article and it wasn't a video of him spitting. So he was suspended. Now he said, I'm sorry. Like, I do have a question though. Are the Pats really good? Look at the Patriots wins.
Undetermined. It's just like Drake May. I don't know yet. But see, that's what this is the only thing that frustrates me is we've seen the Patriots play 1,800 games this season, still undecided. I saw Shador play 1 game and I can't be undecided. I just want to see something.
No, that's goalpost. Nobody said you couldn't be.
No, I think that I want more data on everything. Everything look funny in the light right now.
That's
I don't trust
how you try to
nobody.
That's crazy how you.
It's not. I think that if you don't say, "Oh, I agree immediately," then it's like, "Oh, you're a hater." No.
Okay.
I don't trust. And I want to like Drake May, and I'm like, I still don't trust you, brother. I don't. Now I will say. I don't think that I think that he could play all season. I really won't know. The receiving core in New England, can you name any of them guys?
Oh yeah, Stephon Diggs, Pops Douglas, Hunter Renfrow. He went for 9,400 against the Falcons.
Hold on. Pats. His name is Pops Douglas.
Well, that's his nickname. His uncle died.
All right, so he go by Pops?
Yeah.
Oh, they do have Butte.
He's just
Well,
hurt.
Mac Hollins is your wide receiver 3.
Yeah.
I like that crazy ass too, man. Fun guy, but I don't want him to be my wide receiver 3 either. He need to be my wide receiver 5.
You can block.
Oh yeah, that's not the first skill I'm looking for in my receiver. You right.
Vrabel offense it is.
Hey man, Mac Hollins can play tight end as far as I'm concerned. That crazy motherfucker. But Ravens beat the Jets. The Jets suck. The Ravens offense is shaky. Surprise, surprise.
The data was right about running backs. We tried and tried to say and save the running back. Saquon Barkley has fallen off. I don't even know if it's a cliff. It might be the size of the earth. The flat earth is what he's falling off of. And Derrick Henry looks like he's right behind him. Like they can't get their short yardage. I actually listened to Josh and I went back and looked at they are awful on short yardage with Lamar and Lamar's been hurt with Derrick Henry. This I listen, and the crazy thing is they're gonna win that they gonna win the division, but they look like a first round out to me.
What did I tell you at the beginning of the season? The same shit happens every year. They win a bunch of games in the regular season. Then when they need the offense, they don't have no offense and they lose. What are they finna do, Reggie? They finna win a bunch of games in regular season, get to the first round of the playoffs. They're not gonna have any offense and they're gonna lose. And then we're gonna be like, man, is Lamar good? And I'm gonna say, I don't care because y'all don't care about getting a receiver.
And the Ravens passing game is struggling.
Surprise, surprise.
He ain't gonna dunk that.
No, we already knew. Like, I want to see the Ravens be successful. I want to see Lamar win a Super Bowl. I would love to see Lamar win a Super Bowl. That's the worst part about it is I want to root for the team. I want it. Like, my team ain't finna win no Super Bowl this year. Yeah, I would at least like to celebrate the black quarterback from Miami. Yeah. But y'all's refusal and his refusal for y'all to make y'all get a quarterback, to get a wide receiver, I can't care about you more than you care about yourself. And I said that last season, and I mean it this season. Good luck and Godspeed. And then finally, Seahawks beat the Titans. The Titans are terrible. The Seahawks continue to get it done. I bet you the Vikings wish that they could get Sam Darnold back because Jackson Smith and Jigba is looking like a world beater. And Justin Jefferson is like, y'all let that guy go? So he goes somewhere.
Actually kind of alarming. Not alarming, but 30-24. Y'all are supposed to be clearly better than the Titans. Like, way better.
Well, the Titans are still a football team. And I do think that they're not going to be terrible forever.
Why?
Because I hope, I would hope that eventually you're gonna get better. You gonna tell me
why do you think that? Why?
I assume that if you play football all season and if you start at one place, by the end of the season, even if the season doesn't go your way, the team should get progressive. I think that all of the
Calvin Ridley out for the season.
Broken. I think that they're Almanor, DK, who I like, Van Jefferson. This is just a whole lot of nothing. But yeah, I think that just chemistry and all of those things. I think that Cam Ward is still going to be a decent quarterback if they put a team around him. 2,000 yards. Oh, he played 7 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He just getting sacked. He getting his face sacked off. Pause. Hey, yo. But I think that's a good place to close because that was wild of me to say. But overall, football season is coming now to the serious part of it. Either your team is good or your team is looking for next season. My team, I think, is looking for next season. Reggie wants to give us some hope so that we believe, but I do not, in fact, believe.
I just want to analyze all the situations so that I can not be surprised or be let down. Whatever. Awesome. I don't.
Yeah.
Falcons suck. Fire everybody. Not falling for the trick.
Everybody clean the house. I hate to say, even probably Terry Fontenot, bro, because y'all not addressing the blind side for the entire season. You're not addressing the wide receiver 2, knowing that he had a broken collarbone. It is coaching malpractice. It is poor leadership. It is literally like, I'm just going to close my eyes and think that things are going to be different. I'm not stupid. With that being said, we have come to the conclusion of your favorite show. Please remember, number 1, to like, follow, and subscribe. Before I get us out of here, yes, on the closeout, I would like to give my comrade here the opportunity. Do you have any closing remarks? Southern,
Nope.
Hampton, Falcons, Hawks, anybody.
No. I had to think about it for a second. I had some notes here. Southern, I'm looking to see what they do against Bayou Classic. I'm looking to see who's going to be the coach. Saturday morning live. I don't know how we're going to do that. We may have to tape it earlier and then just release it because, of course, it's Thanksgiving. And all the games actually start on Thursday and then end on Sunday.
Correct.
But other than that, no, man. We ain't missing anything. Take us out.
I want to be first, super clear. I don't really fuck with y'all that tough right now, Falcons. But I would like to thank my Atlanta Falcons and Atlanta Hawks for doing the needful, going to New Orleans and shutting their city down for the weekend. Good job. If we can't get real victories, I sometimes will settle for the moralist of victories. And I consider that coming to New Orleans and the football team and the basketball team doing the job is very important for my own mental health because it's been rough lately. I can't lie to y'all. I'm not going to mislead you. It ain't been fun. Outside of that, number one, more black baseball. And shout out to the Braves for trying to fix that infield and the pitchers. Number 2, insert your business tagline. Joke here, support black creators. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Number 3, the Historically Black College University. Your auntie went to, your favorite first grade teacher, the person you used to laugh and kiki in the back of church with. Send some money to Historical Black College University. Also, shout out to Mackenzie Scott. You saving blacks. Without you, this would not be possible. The Historically Black College University you go to for homecoming step shows, to be around your people, for the vibes, all of those things. Please send some money over there. You're going over there to suck up the set out, be around your people. Least you can do is reinvest. And then finally, the greatest learning institution in all the world, the Hampton University, one we go to they gave us degrees, excuse me. I also go there for homecoming step shows and everything else. With that being said, please donate $18.68. And from the bottom of our hearts, please support black creators, support HBCUs, live right, drink your water, and stay in the sun. Adios, mi amigos. God is love. Until we meet again, y'all be safe. And we are out of here.